Se wani kuma kokoda se wo hwe na wani nkum so a coalition center na kobo electoral commission for ho baye den eman se wani kuma kokoda se wo hwe na wani nkum so a coalition center na kobo electoral commission for ho baye den eman se wani kuma kokoda se wo hwe na wani nkum so a coalition center na kobo electoral commission for ho baye den eman se wani kuma kokoda se wo hwe na wani nkum so a coalition center na kobo electoral commission for ho baye den eman.
Their joy was short-lived after some of the items, especially the vegetable cooking oil and the mini bag of rice, turned out to be expired.
Chimuyang emaro dabe tienga. Bundu wano oti wulitin tinyabo.
We were excited when he came around. We were shown the relief items, the few things that were given to me, rather turned out to be harmful. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia did the first set of donation of relief items to a rainstorm disaster victims in the Wa municipality before flying out to Walembele in the Sisala East municipality for a similar program. For the victims in the Wa municipality, especially Mangu Shakafotu, they couldn't hide their joy upon seeing the Vice President in their homes to commiserate with them. The relief items donated include bags of rice, vegetable cooking oil, maize, millet, clothing, blankets, and polymats. However, their joy was short-lived after some of the items, especially the vegetable cooking oil and the mini bag of rice, turned out to be expired.
Chimuyang emaro dabe tienga. Bundu wano oti wulitin tinyabo.
We were excited when he came around. We were shown the relief items, the few things that were given to me, rather turned out to be harmful. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia did the first set of donation of relief items to the rainstorm disaster victims in the Wa municipality before flying out to Walembele in the Sisala East municipality for a similar program. For the victims in the Wa municipality, especially Mangu Shakafotu, they couldn't hide their joy upon seeing the vice president in their homes to commiserate with them. The relief items donated include bags of rice, vegetable cooking oil, maize, millet, clothing, blankets, and polymats.
Yama o kwan se be yejuma. Ejuma no want man ye. Obi a be yejuma yi na sese o tena abonten se yama o kwan ye ejuma no bi. Mengin de se Ghana for be penisa. Yama o kwan se be yejuma. Ejuma no want man ye. Obi a be yejuma yi na sese o tena abonten se yama o kwan ye ejuma no bi. Mengin de se Ghana for be penisa. Yama o kwan se be yejuma. Ejuma no want man ye. Obi a be ejuma yi na sese o tena abonten se yama o kwan ye ejuma no bi. Mengin de se Ghana for be penisa.
And your statement is fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. Who's the uncle school?
Okay, French.
Fallacy of Latin, fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. It's simple terms. The statement is a fallacy.
Wow.
Fallacious. And your statement is fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. Who's the uncle school?
Okay, French.
Fallacy of Latin, fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. It's simple terms. The statement is a fallacy.
Wow.
Yama o kwan se be yejuma. Ejuma no want man ye. Obi a be yejuma yi na sese o tena abonten se yama o kwan ye ejuma no bi. Mengin de se Ghana for be penisa.
And your statement is fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. Who's the uncle school?
Okay, French.
Fallacy of Latin, fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. It's simple terms. The statement is a fallacy.
Wow.
So when you come, kokoda. So we na when you come so a coalition center na kobo electoral commission for home by den MI. So when you come, kokoda. So we na when you come so a coalition center na kobo electoral commission for home by den MI. So when you come, kokoda. So we na when you come so a coalition center na kobo electoral commission for home by den MI.
The lives of the people of Agbogbolosi matter as much as the lives of the people of East Legon or cantonments. Enti yeba hano yebesi toilets amamu yebesi toilets in all yebesi 8-unit toilets, 4 8-unit toilets, 32 toilets in all, among the people of Agbogbolosi. Usorina uko toilet, uya ubejari enyasa. Ubejari, enti yebesi bath houses so akaho. Yebesi 24-unit bath houses and 80 in all. 24-unit bath houses. Said there, mubenya ebi mubeko na mujare anapa na mujare tu na. The lives of the people of Agbogbolosi matter as much as the lives of the people of East Legon or cantonments. Enti yeba hano yebesi toilets amamu yebesi toilets in all yebesi 8-unit toilets, 4 8-unit toilets, 32 toilets in all, among the people of Agbogbolosi. Usorina uko toilet, uya ubejari enyasa. Ubejari. Usorina uko toilet, uya ubejari enyasa. Ubejari. Enti be see bath houses so aka ho. Be see 24 unit bath houses and 80 in all. 24 unit bath houses. Say there mubenya ebi mubeko na mo edware anapa. Na mo edware so na mo
We are going to turn the whole country upside down. One by one.
Well, how will you do it?
Well, we will die and they will bury us. We are going to turn the whole country upside down. One by one.
Well, how will you do it?
Well, we will die and they will bury us.
He's in custody.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you getting it? And the process. Why are you not talking about Abu Trika? Why are you also not talking about Shatawali?
What happened to Shatawali?
When they arrested Shatawali, they gave that stringent bail conditions. When the junkies got there, what happened?
Which junkies
they had to be removed.
You called it
Hey. Oh,
hey,
you didn't
I didn't see you. You are saying this.
Talking about Abu Trika. Why are you also not talking about Shatawali?
What happened to Shatawali?
When they arrested Shatawali, they gave that stringent bail conditions. When the junkies got there, what happened?
Which junkies
they had to be removed.
You called it
Hey. Oh,
hey,
you didn't
I didn't see you. You are saying this.
Talking about Abu Trika. Why are you also not talking about Shatawali?
What happened to Shatawali?
When they arrested Shatawali, they gave that stringent bail conditions. When the junkies got there, what happened? Talking about Abu Trika. Why are you also not talking about Shatawali?
What happened to Shatawali?
When they arrested Shatawali, they gave that stringent bail conditions. When the junkies got there, what happened?
Which junkies to Shatawali?
When they arrested Shatawali, they gave that stringent bail conditions. When the junkies got there, what happened?
Which junkies
they had to be removed.
You called it
to Shatawali?
When they arrested Shatawali, they gave that stringent bail conditions. When the junkies got there, what happened?
Which junkies
they had to be removed.
You called it
Hey.
Maybe one second and the phone name roster. And Yasibaya Bua, anyone here, or managing no. Mr. Wamko Pen Road be man on no. Can I be Japon Rona or no more? We have table Kakaro. And then honorable attachment, who won you? Honorable attachment is a stiffer swap. Over here, motherfucker. Motherfucker. I can't so, and no nothing. And I do know. That's a fair comment. Oh, yes. Maybe one second and the phone name roster. And Yasibaya Bua, anyone here, or managing no. Mr. Wamko Pen Road be man on no. Can I be Japon Rona or no more? We have table Kakaro. And then honorable attachment, who won you? Honorable attachment is a stiffer swap. Over here, motherfucker. Motherfucker. I can't so, and no nothing. And I do know. That's a fair comment. Oh, yes.
More dear. Kotokwe, Nkwan, a woman must be with more dear. Kotokwe, Nkwan, a woman must be with more dear. Kotokwe, Nkwan, a woman must be with
All right, good evening and welcome to the show. It's a wonderful Monday evening. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. It's exactly 3:33 p.m. U.S. East Coast time. We are streaming from our studios in Washington, D.C. We are live on TV. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are also live on radio tonight. Tonight, we're streaming in 22 African countries, including Ghana. We are live on Multi TV. Search for Loud Silence TV. If you have a digital TV, you can also search for Loud Silence TV. This show is it's a social political show. It's really a political show. Let me say it's a political show. Our job here tonight is to discuss Ghana and mainly Ghana politics. Last week, we had a very important conversation on land issues in Ghana. Tonight, we have the privilege of having the Land Ministry or Land Commission. We have their senior public affairs officer. She'll be joining us on video to explain the process to us, how to acquire a land in Ghana, the processes to go through, how to know that somebody is trying to defraud you, the kind of documents you need, what you can do to search for the title of the land, and very important things you need to know as a Ghanaian, whether in Ghana or out of the country, how to go by these things. It's becoming very complicated when it comes to land acquisition in Ghana. Tonight's show is going to put more light on that topic. We will be having a special person from the Lands Commission, senior public officer at the Lands Commission, to break things down for you and I to have a clear understanding of what is happening in Ghana. Land issues have become one of the main hurdles Ghanaians are facing or are faced with when it comes to owning property in Ghana. Tonight's show is going to be a very educative one. As you can see, the show is packed. I have so many things on the bill tonight. We'll be talking about Swami Interchange. We'll also be discussing Koko, Ayawaso East controversy after the primaries. We'll also be talking about a couple of roads being constructed and also rehabilitated, Ghana Law School issues we have here, and also a few stories that are very important. So tonight's show is going to be one of the best shows. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. My producers are called The Ghost Team. They have made sure I am here tonight with the facts. I'm here with the facts to 2018. Thank you very much, team. I'm here with the facts to serve you with the facts. So if you're watching me, call a brother to call a brother. The Kevin Taylor Ghost Team are here. We are here to discuss Ghana. We are here to talk about the real issues. And then you bring me a Jumadi we a Facebook, a YouTube, a TV so, and also El Radio so. And then you bring a some of that pono so a yebedwum e adusua kakra efa Ghana insase ho. And then you bring yenya a year obi freelance commission yakasa e video so. Na wacheche nyoma bi akire kakra na Ghana fo nyina ehu senia asase ho nsensem etie sa wota asase a ekwan ne ekwan be so na wo fa de na wo se wudi so ye nsem no senia se bia akwankyere ne de kire paper wo se wa file for nyoma wo se nipa na woton asase ama no wo se obusa free no ho ene ono so nyoma bia wo se obusa free ho na wo pese wo hwe asase na akoto no se bia nipa na woton ama no wo ne din mu ankasa na bia wo se wo nyoma bia wo se ya se bia obi ntumi embu mfa so yedimsa Ghana nsase ho nsem adoso ama nipa bibiri ahwe omogya pade enu nti na de nwumre ya adwene se bema Land Commission for nankasa aba na ya mo platform for free na omotumi educate Ghana for titiru mu amwo abrochiri ene Ghana for so mo Ghana senia eye nsase eye Ghana nsase no so obehu se bia ye wodia na ye wodia na landguard bi etese afote agbo ene ne nkwara omwo katamanso ne ade no omotumi emetata wo enje wankasa eye wasase influence Nipa Bibri say sika, lots and lots of money are being spent on land in Ghana. By the end of the day, a few people are able to own their own land. Majority of the people, nipe bin a faculty council, they take their lands from them. So tonight, our job here is to educate the system, is to break issues down for you to have a clear understanding of what is going on. Into exactly 9:30. Exactly 9:30. Exactly 9 o'clock. I'm sorry. Exactly 9 o'clock. That is 4 p.m. US time. Exactly 9 o'clock, we will try and bring our special guest on the show. The Dean Eunice Opoku, or the Senior Public Affairs Officer, Lands Commission, should be speaking to us tonight on these issues. And the show no Kevin Taylor Aba and Sasa some no krana ewo mu no sebio ahade unim se asem ne kan ye ninjina so ayenka, and that is what we do here. That's why majority Ghana for bebre no they watch this platform, because aha and obenya nsem no sene tie na enda nyubre nipa bebre ehwe me nsem no edoso ye Apollo ne apele ene yakekere a me de ebremo enda nyubre nsem bebre ho enda meto afa eye Abusua Kan spare parts for so kakra. I think there's something happening at Abusua Kan spare parts. Matisse eye agitation bi ne nipa bi eye spare part dealers ni bi raise concerns bi, but there's something so many Ghanaians don't know Ekoso Abusua Kan a spare parts dealers, and as spare part dealers somewhere around, you know, some politics be Ekoso. I'll give you an idea. We are about to do an expose ewo Abusua Kan bibi Ekoso Abusua Kan nipa ni bi oha amopese omode aban enim etwitwi form na because of omo politics bi omo ye nti omo good nipa bi hu enim fi ehu fi na omo take advantage of the system. Intende nyumbre mechira de Ekoso ewo Abusua Kan spare parts for nsema abaso ya omo se VAT bi aba na aban de VAT bi aba omo ntumi ntua na aban ne tata omo we ni nyina no enye ni nyina na ye no kre ende nyumbre mechira de kodie nti a eye Abusua Kan fo ni bi eye de omo ye no. And then you bring let me say hello to one or two people. Not so. Oh, YouTube. Good evening to you this evening. Let me see. I didn't know so I meant to ya nipa biki kansem. I didn't the ejinima Faustina Potter is watching me tonight. Thank you very much. Roland Mensah is live here on YouTube. Sherry is watching me tonight. Empress is live on Loud Silence TV this evening on YouTube. Obi to say Ajwa Manyo is watching me. Good evening, Ajwa. Hajia is live here. Also, David is watching me. Bashiru Mahama is live on Loud Silence TV on YouTube. Malam Dambaba is also live here this evening. I can see Salifu watching me this evening on YouTube. Fosia is back again. Giovanni is watching me. Seth is live on Loud Silence TV on YouTube. Facebook for Dawson. So many people on the platform tonight. Also on TikTok. Tonight on TikTok, so many people are live on TikTok tonight. I can see Ikuya. Good evening to Ikuya. Good evening to Sexy Eve watching me live on TikTok tonight. Your TikTok name Kevin Taylor _WADR. Kevin Taylor _WADR. That is our TikTok official name. Omar is also watching me tonight. I can see Owusu Fojo watching me this evening. Miss Red is watching me. Mrs. Red is watching me this evening. Carter is live here. Lucha TV is live on TikTok tonight. Bonesh is watching me this evening. Mr. Opon is also live on TikTok this evening. Also, Mihu Young Shiva watching me this evening on TikTok. Benjamin is live on TikTok. AB is live. Also, I can see Nana Eddie, also Rich Plus, Esther, Adonuva, Kofi Jewish watching me this evening. On Facebook, Faustina is here. Daniel is live on Facebook. Empress is live. Cecil is live on Facebook. Daniel is live on Facebook. Ajwa is live. Faustina is back again. I can see Tanya on YouTube. Also, Adama on YouTube. Ama is on YouTube. Ebenezer is live on Facebook. Lady Wendy is live on YouTube. Daniel is watching me this evening. International Bag is also live on YouTube tonight. CEO is live on YouTube. Facebook. Mustafa is live on Facebook. Enyanam is live on Facebook. So many people watching me tonight. I'd like to say thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here tonight on this platform. Midi Edi Kevin Bedu Taylor, that is my name. And me enamdi Jumadi we hu chiame. Enyi bre wo hwamia Ghana ho nsase nsam ene ebedi hu nkomo, but enye no nko a ye kan nsase no ho nsam wi a ye bekọ eye nsam foforo so a abo apele a wo se be chirechirem adwudwum ema eye Swamifo ene PZ fo nyina ete ase asankregu so mechia monwumbre mechia ayeldo fo omomo denu me ma mikrum ena mechia obi a owo Ghana mo amowo ntobrum mo so amowo bekwai mechia mo asante bekwai fo mechia mo nyina asante bekwai me domo dompase mechia dompase fo nyanchirem mechia mo kokofu mechia mo nyina nkrobi te se for body beto chok ene so mechia mo mechia omomo hwidiem ena mechia asankregu ankasa mechia omo so omo paposo ene omo wo apapodo apapodo ebem papa kuru apapodo edini the rough apapodo mo apapodo mechia bosomefo ena mechia fantinya nkoma asefo mechia nyina Salt Pond all the way to Cape Coast, Mira, Eye, Eisu Kakra, Elmina, Michia, Miss Amelia Taylor, Miss Sister Penny, our commander. Good evening to her, our commander. Our commander beyond say, me big sister, no, Miss senior sister, the friend Amelia Taylor, Miss sister, no, yes. Michia de Yumbri, Michia almost a year. In Petit Daddy, man skido from Petit Daddy, but I think say or a year secondi inyensia, I think so, inyensia, man skido, Mianka Sami Popi, no, Michel Yumbre, man skido, Nucro Mancasa in Petit Daddy. And again, Michia Pastor Kimothy Hansen, Pastor Kimothy Hansen, also Takrade, a very renowned man of God, very, very diligent man, Pastor Kimothy Hansen. Michia go bebri, Michia why be naka? Aqua Michia go for all right. I have about 15 minutes to start tonight's show. Mama for Juma de so then Equaso Amente ya DPB Ekikan Sem Ewo Ghana. Na so why radio? And yebeka insembi afa eye insase ho. And you need to understand that about insase ho nsem Ghana, it's not a joke. It's not a joke because nipa bebre take advantage of Ghana for bebre ebuomo ebimukura ashiri omonkwa. Some people lost their lives because of land issues, acquisition of land. Asase aye to amana beye wodiano abeye a big deal in Ghana. The reason why Inti Ameya Adiwino is all because of one character, one dubious character. Na on a group of people, Omuya Ghana for one star senior ade your friend Afote Agbo. Afote Agbo or your cromfoa Urian Sasi. Onam Ghana say or affiliated to the NDC Mubian Kanasem Obwa. At a point, no, not NDC for doing so Kanokre. He is a liar. He has land guards he use or the tanko for jenko for asasi. Nidin edi Afote Agbo. Midin krata betro ha. A year in the all year or Catamanso. I mean here any a year baby to say an Apollonia. Any a year other places. Yamanfo who say right now we have come to that conclusion. Say Afote Agbo or ye a year land thief. Now science and some way na abana a dream pempensu and nipe be imagine say because your Ghana for bibria omuni ubi obeka omasama momo. Your Ghana for bibria sebi omo abrochiri omo akwentuma. They just want an idea how to acquire land in Ghana. Your Ghana for bibria omo Ghana omo to asasini aji. They don't get it. Why omukuta krata at the end of the day asasino krata di amano. But at the obekono yesi enyane dia. There are so many people that the omako asasini so ye the surveyors abaho ya ye bibia ohune ho se wa ye bibia pepepe but obeko akodu ono na Afote Agbo ene ne nkrofo no omo wi asasino. Enti we mu ne nsema ya dwene ho ehu say it's very important to say Yabema Ghana for no atiasie say opese only land. You want to acquire land in Ghana. What are the basic steps that you need to take? Again, also what do you need to know? And these are things that I always say when you have this kind of education and I say this kind of information on you, it makes it very easy for you to maneuver or to go through the hustles and sana will be at it one kasa sebia majo asase fi. So what we are doing here tonight is not against anybody. It is not personal. It is to stop people like Afote Agbo, any the likes of more Ghana criminals calling themselves landowners, land guards, near the idea, or more duping for of millions of cedis and dollars, all because a man for don't know how to go by assassin person to how to acquire land the right way. And until you bring me away, it is not personal. I don't have any interest in anybody's land. I don't have any interest in any issues happening in Ghana. My only interest, and then I say, every single Ghanaian who acquire a land in Ghana, Ghana need to be Asibiano, or confidently, and at the end of the day, own the land and will not have issues with anybody. I don't want people's lands to be taken from them. I don't want people to use some other means to be so for area and until I am doing this, it's nothing. So what study Ghana in Sasahun Sama? For a very long time, we've always known say Ghana and Sasahun Sama Hokakra, but in Sasahun Sama crazy after MPP took over. From 2018, 2019, 2017, I said the last for Asase Ewa Accra, especially, it went so high. And people were like, I'm not going to say, before the NPP came to office, not your Sase problem. But you could see, that mad rush for Nsase, that insasi issues every single day. People attacking people, killing people, court issues about Sasino, it escalated. In fact, it became so high to the point that the government could not even handle it, because every single day, I just send a man for a 4 months or Ghana. It becomes a haste. Like now Obia from 2017. So you are like, what is really happening? And I think it's either some people decided to use some kind of power to steal land directly or indirectly, or some people saw some loopholes in our system. The Lands Commission, Ebia Emrano, any acts, and they took advantage of the system. Amani people who said, no, legitimately, I own this land. I cannot be sitting here for you to come and take it away from me. So there was a lot of dissatisfaction in the system from 2017. Ebepim 2026 Ayomi. In two teams from 2017 as someone some epeja seriously Ghana no emba fomubium. And we all know say it was because some people felt to say they could bully some people, they could manipulate the system, they could find other means. Among fonsa as your mankasa tono. Among fonsa as your mankasa tono. Ebabeye omudia. Ultimately said the mad rush for land, it skyrocketed. Now we have gotten to that point where the government has raised issues to say they are going to try and bring technology a bit to me unlock in people's lands. And so nobody can go behind the scenes and take the land from you. And we have heard the land minister, we have heard from the commission, the lands commission, we have heard from the government itself that they are preparing a system. We will be able to, at the end of the day, blockchain, or we will be able to mark the lands indefinitely. Completely. Now, I've always advocated that the Lands Commission is a government agency. We need to resource. We need to resource. We need to try and resource them to the point whereby Land Commission worker Goro boy was catching, and as a Goro boy bet to me use anything to at the end of the day entice the people to make them do things they are not supposed to do. It's something I've been advocating, something I've been speaking on. It's something I've been telling the government respectfully that they should look at Lands Commission, the workers there, how they can resource them well. Now you're demanding a lot from them. It is looking like people at Lands Commission right now almost share any interest with you, because people are able to infiltrate and a few of them and then use them to do whatever they want. And the Oko Lands Commissioner, Goro boys, can pay Land Commission workers. And that is the most serious thing ama assassin samabe problem. Memfa blame Ninama Lands Commission. So your greedy people amongst us are Ghana for to me, politicians, a software, a handful, regular people like us, bankers. There are people who get a little bit of power and they use that, they abuse it, and they take people's land from them. This land issue, just the Lands Commission that is facing a resource problem. We the citizens too, we are greedy. There are some people who are naturally greedy and lazy who think, say, assassin will be there or sameche. And as far as say obidiano, me yenkrani, me asantini, me bununi, me techimani, me kouni, assassin wo me territory munkwade. I need to find a way to take it from the person. And no, there are problems this year. We as a people, we need to start addressing. And I feel said this is the time to do that. We have about 8 minutes more to bring in our guest. I'm going to go for a short commercial break. When I come back, I think we will be able to get our guest on the line to speak with her. Her name is Eunice Opoku. So after this short break, I will try and bring our guest in.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are. Listen. Munjir. The nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from. is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past. Of who they are, what they are, where they've come from. It's something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past. The NPP.
All right. Good evening and welcome back to the show. I think we have our guests on the screen. Let me try and bring her in. Our guest today is going to be from the Lands Commission. The Dean Eunice Opoku, Miss Eunice Opoku. She's a senior public affairs officer, or Lands Commission. Let me try and bring her in. Yes, madam. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Perfect. I feel you are so close or too close to your phone. If you can, yeah, we can do with this. I hope you can hear me though.
Yes. The volume is a bit down, but I'm trying to.
Okay. I knew you had
It's better
positioned the
now.
phone perfectly the first time I called. It is me. I think I was supposed to keep the phone where it was. Yeah, I think we can. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we can do with this. This is perfect.
Okay.
Great. All right. So officially welcome to the show. You're on Loud Silence TV. This is with all due respect. If you're watching me tonight, we have Ms. Eunice Opoku. She's a senior public affairs officer at Lands Commission. Tonight, we will be discussing land issues with her, processes, procedure, how to acquire land acquisition, the processes you have to go through to make sure you acquire your land legitimately without any issues. For some time now, we've had issues with people acquiring land in Ghana and our land purchase. Last week we had a show, and I realized lots and lots of people really needed more education on how to acquire land in Ghana. So tonight we decided to bring you in to give us a clear understanding or an education on how to acquire land in Ghana. So you are in here today just to educate the people.
All right. Good evening, Kelvin, and to all your wonderful followers. Thank you so much for the opportunity. The kind regards from the CEO, who is the Executive Secretary of the Lands Commission, Surveyor Professor Anthony Owusu-Ansah, who is aware that we are on this platform. So, hello to your people once again.
One quick interjection. If you're comfortable to use the local dialect, I'll be very happy. Which one are you comfortable with? I'll be happy if you can do a lot of tree in your in your submission. Is that okay? Internet. Yeah. It's the internet. And I'm still waiting to get her back. Is the internet. Mr. Ramo, it's Ghana. I'm in the States. She's in Ghana. She's trying everything possible to have this conversation with us. I think she's having problems with her internet. But we're going to try and get her back on. Senebe obetumi achechre in Sase, emunsem sene eton Sase or Ghana yenya problem. I think say or have problems kakra with a year ne line. She dropped off. So I think Osaba Baka, we will try and put her back on. At this point, Yambompa Senebe, the internet will be stable a little bit for her. So this afternoon we had a test with her, it was perfect, and you know Ghana internet, you know, they be able to me see at any time. It depends where you are at the moment. It's all about education. It's all about educating Ghana about Insase, Ota Asase or Ghana. We just want to have the basic information from Lands Commission. Na yenina so you to me at the a guide here home and as a boy home buying say a person to Asase or Ghana and I say or Ghana na ya to Asase kra. Ebo ha watasa se kutankrata so enyane dia but ya ka chere se ama wendencha ya ma okrata we intini trimu no was spending so much money but sebio asase no okọ enkrata mu pa na okohwehwe ekira nipa otonma no 1 onye nipa asase ne dia ena 2 ono so kra oto asase no ono so kra mpo no enkrata ekuta no kra mpo no enkyere mpo se eye dia asase ne dia okọ enkrata mu abomu asase no enye ne dia. And these are some of the things ye pese eye Land Commission for etumi eboaye na etumi educate Ghana for ewo sa insensemi ho. Inti as you can see, I'm also going to take a short break to see what I can do behind the scenes to help bring her in. Na yama jumadie no yemfa enshishaso. You're still live on Loud Silence TV.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are. Listen. Munjir. The nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past.
Mogoton Komanje for that matter. Itawo do go on paper. She itawo no go on the ground. No friend about fe do ke juba yo ba o. She in the implementation. There are two things. Implementation and what do we call it? I will not go back on the ground. So they get be if you short cutting, groundbreaking. So what is the difference between groundbreaking and short cutting? You want me and get block after and get knife cutting instead of short cutting. We will be going to what we call it blade cutting. You have a launching From launching there, we go to what? Commissioning. From commissioning, we go to Caesar cutting. Short cutting or groundbreaking or knife cutting or blade cutting. You want to get you now. You feel short cutting. Never really can I feel knife cutting or blade cutting. Yeah, I can't stop saying again. One hour. Mogoton Comanche for that matter. It's all on paper. It's all on the ground. Nothing about the implementation. There are two things: implementation and what do we call it? I will not go back on the ground. If you're short cutting, groundbreaking. So what is the difference between groundbreaking and short cutting? You want me and get knife cutting instead of short cutting. We're going to what we call it blade cutting. You have launching. From launching there, we go to what? Commissioning. From commissioning, we go to Caesar cutting. Short cutting or groundbreaking or knife cutting or blade cutting. You want to get you now. You feel short cutting. Never really can I feel knife cutting or blade cutting. Yeah, I can't stop saying again. One.
Before I go on, let me postulate from the Frantz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia non torum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, voxe populi, voxe Dei.
Next month, ladies and gentlemen, we are digitizing the school feeding program. And next month, I will launch, we looked at it last week, it's all set. Next month, we will launch a digitized school feeding program. We will know every school in the country, every day. If you feed them rice and beans, we will know. How many students you have fed, we will know. There will be no room for kululu in the school feeding program after we launch this program next month. We are doing so much for the first time, and we need to understand that we are changing this country. We are transforming this country. Let nobody tell us that we cannot do it.
Ghana, a peaceful country and a beacon of democracy in its fourth republic, has had violent free elections and transitioned power peacefully without any unrest or civil strife. This has become effortlessly possible because of the peace-loving leaders Ghanaians have successfully elected to lead them. President Kufuor in 2007 perfectly described the...
All right, okay, welcome back to the show. I think we have our guest. Let's try and do this again. Good evening, madam. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello. I'm so sorry. I think the network was so terrible at my
It's fine.
end.
It's fine. We understand. Intimate pacho, ubetima katwi kakra.
Beka bibia
Me pacho ende yen katwi no na yen chirichiri mu nkyerɛ Ghana for asase to akwan a ɛwɔ sɛ Ghana ni fa so from the me pacho mo a mo hwɛ me no Mami and Nikasi Freno, Madam Eunice Opoku, or a senior public affairs officer at Lands Commission. Or no, and a Babe Chichu Matre, Senia, a year assassin to Ghana, a quite was here Faso, the OCA, the NCA, Yamabia, Emra Emma Hokan Sebe, and the Emrama Hokan Sea, near the OCA Disuma, your task I see a problem in Baha. Ain't Madam, with ye, Ubit Machichu.
Okay, yeah, that was very for this opportunity. I'm paying for so say and chia be brave with my pa oh yeah. Yeah, told be brave na if you know so pa it's here we come with you no. And then you made say a percent you hear fire if also at us I think it starts with the due diligence process. And even before that, I would want to just share throw light on the mandate of the Lands Commission. The Lands Commission pa yɛnhyɛ aseɛ mfiri hɔ yɛdwumadie paa yɛdi wɔ ɔman mu ha na amankomɔne mu ayɛ hwam ɛhwɛ Lands Commission yɛ aban dwuma a mmara no 1992 constitution no ɛhyɛ yɛn den ɛkura yɛ asenem sɛ yɛ offer land related services to the public nti ɛyɛ aban dwuma a we are custodians of land records in the country ɛba nsase records biara ho deɛ a ɛyɛ Lands Commission ɛna mmara no ɛma yɛ kwan which the 1992 Constitution of Ghana and the Lands Commission Act 767 2008 it spells out our functions and our mandate. It's a say about and say register interest in land, say a year records any sign money in a just so never a Lands Commission and Casano. There were 4 major divisions. Divisions of Lands Commission, no, survey and mapping division. There were public invested land management division. There were land registration division, and there were land valuation division. So there are 4 main divisions. Before 2008, all these were separate agencies by the Lands Commission Act. Just to revamp and give it more efficiency. You know, Yakabom, I must say, a Lands Commission. That we don't say from survey department, lands department, the act actually puts all these agencies together, and now we are the Lands Commission of Ghana. And so, you survey and mapping division. You prepare site plans. You ensure assassin said the daho. Now, you assassin entocrat as well. We have the professionals called the land surveyors. Land surveyors said, now, you have assassin autocrat also. So, preparation of site plans, but that's any form of plan no Lands Commissioner just so any work a basse yenye photo maps and I say maps and Kasagama map near the Lands Commission any a D mu akutsanem and yes I facilitated the acquisition of land on behalf of government buying any as a Lands Commissioner just so and obeba ama a division a PVLM before bedi any kind and even before the land valuation division ebe pa akɔhwɛ sɛ asase aban hia yi sɛ yɛgye afi before we hɔ a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtua compensation anaa ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtua how much compensation must we pay the people and all that the valuers will come in to do that nti ɛba PVLM deɛ ɔmo dwumadi ɔmo di ebi nso no land registration division so ɔmo na ɛma title to land so wafa processes no nyinaa awie no there's a division that issues certificates land certificate title to land, you know, one of the divisions, processes ko wie o omadweso into one ebe land certificate, which is the title aya ye ka ho asem no and a value solution na maka no ye government evaluation officers e wo ho a che say oh ton wasase now per se enemre no at the current market value wasase no say na obeton no ana property asase landed property omo values no wo ho a sa adwuma no emayen. Not just a Lands Commission, just a brief description of our roles or functions, and so that we can delve deeper into Paya Fasoto Assassin and Kasa. And Assassin, no dear. Ayana, and Penny Fuatre, the Brace, and Tasha, Sister, and Toes. that is where I want to start from. Say what who to say that table so what down. What are done near your files you metal no attack or to fee. Assassin or see assassin to moja. And so usually when people want to buy land, our advice has always been to make time to do due diligence. The due diligence process actually plays a critical role in the success of your land transaction. Whether you be able to even register your land at the Lands Commission or not, largely depends on how well you are able to do your due diligence. And so ebi enim saa de nti ono de wo ho asase nse eda ho na no na eja wo kwa akotua ka just by word of mouth wa gini panedi no akotua ka o se asase da yie na asase fo no astart efrew wan fa sika ma eko wan fa sika ma obi ba betua ka o na odisika no akọ. So usually the advice has always been said here to asase I want us to go through the process. It's a simple due diligence process. Yes, see, I was as a corner. We are interested in buying. The technical people would usually say that you don't buy land, you buy the interest in the land. But you fun say, yeah, dilemma's conversation into the entrance, say, yeah, to assassin.
Yeah.
I was saw when Yankasa, Echo who assassin corner, we are interested in no. Said that Shalajao, said that Kaswao, said that Ebia is Legon, and I say Chado. You have to physically be present to see the land they are selling to you. We usually advise that you deal with the person you trust so much to go and see the land. When you are also when you are who assassin craft, yeah, can one seven. Abra when who assassin, what assassin swear ye, our home assassin, Nedaho, Ebia, Bra, where Kusi Auton assassin, assassin at the hem fan. Okay, not what would you assassin home. A homo. Ordinary and then sort of touch us as if we have Ekokaha, if we have Okaha, a 4-plotter. What you need to do is to go along with a professional called a land surveyor. A land surveyor. You know, when I started earlier, I mentioned that there's a division called the Survey and Mapping Division. A kuku down for a Sophia's any Google. It's about a site plan, say emphasis and to craft yen row assassin for more and show baby assassin da pote. Me yen show assassin the acreage. Me yen show locality class assassin shimney adiana. It is the work of a professional land surveyor. And for people who deal with quacks, it starts from there. The success of your land transaction will depend on whether you are using the right professionals in this whole thing. It's a land surveyor. Sophia for no here surveyor. He would pick the coordinates of the land and prepare a site plan for you. In that case, you are sure, say, why am I picking assassin? Because most usually people would go and say, Masasan and a crater and area similarly bonsama dorsal. Until the site plan, the landowner may present a site plan which may not even speak to this land we are talking about. So to be on the safer side, we always advise that you go with your independent land surveyor and let the surveyor pick the coordinates of the land and prepare you a site plan. When the surveyor prepares the site plan for you, now the first thing you need to do after this is to conduct a search with the Lands Commission. You would need a site plan to conduct a search with the Lands Commission. Like I mentioned earlier, we are custodians of land records in the country. So if you want to do some form of investigations into a particular land, the right place to go to is the Lands Commission. We have the capacity to furnish you with the records information on any parcel of land. Into when you have site plan, all you need to do is to conduct a search with the Lands Commission. Now, you don't need to even walk to the Lands Commission to conduct a search. We are online. So for people who are in Accra and the new regions, you can conduct your search via our online portal, which is the onlineservices.lc.gov.gh. The online services is one word. onlineservices.lc.gov, which is government.gh. So onlineservices.lc.gov.gh. All you need to do is to register on the portal. If you are tech savvy, all you need to do is to register on the portal. if you cannot and you think that you don't have what it takes to register yourself on the portal to do that by yourself, all you need to do is to come to our client service access unit, where we have officers who would assist you register on the portal. The first thing to do is to register on this portal I've given you, and you follow through the process, and then you just scan your site plan to the specifications that you'll be given, would give you the fee that you pay. The fee payable will be sent to you. Sorry. Nti okosa portal no so abra wa register our portal no so this onlineservices.lc.gov.gh no o register was so e be try yourself our site plan to so o de to so say 1 plot o 2 plot o 3 plot o 1 acre fee ni beba ama wan kase wani tria, and then you can do your payment. There are a number of platforms how between tria banko momo. The Ghana.gov platform has a number of payment methods obetumi use tria when you tria mubi it's wild who say search a government are charging me 235 Ghana cedis and now 1,000 Ghana cedis, and so that one alone there's some form of transparency. You can see how much you're paying for the service. When the report is ready, or report here ready, you best send it at the amount. You'll be prompted. In fact, even on this portal, you can track your application. That's the interesting thing about this portal I am paying for introducing. I think we've been doing this for the past 3 years or more. Oko portal no swap. With that unique code near no oko now you can track the application ya wo dia tum se me pamocho wo mo hwehwe mo mame me ya search obehu ani say are you ready me ya send ya ma obe check here say report ready, and you can see your report o hwe mo wie na se nipa auto asase na ma no se ode unisopoku e na auto asase na ma o na ode to report no woni see Eunice and asase no woni di mu a. In fact, we do what we call consolidated search. The consolidated search actually gives you records information from 3 important divisions at the Lands Commissioner, holding records information. Now, with the records information, you would be told either the land is a government or a state land, or the government is that is a stool land or is a family land, whether the land has a caveat on it or the land has a certificate, or the land you are trying to buy and caveat be that so, and there's an injunction and BB. We record all those things. It is a judgment in the Daswa. Niatiana said judgment in the Daswa. Niatiana said last commission report in the Bekshell said a judgment in favor of Nikwe family of Osu. Into where water assassin, Busa assassin, auto assassin, amount say. Assassin era udimpa at the same. What's the assassin? What they are? Okay, me patrol you. And yeah, the person me koyen shim. Openi wadarma at this level yen cow. Yeah, investigations into what when you assassin or no. You don't give any money out. You are not parting any money. What I say? Yes, certain on the ownership status of the land. So we don't want to give any money to the landowner. At this point, all we are doing is we are trying to investigate as to the ownership status of the land before Yadisika, Ebema Asasira. So, what your report? Now, report on it, say land certificate, so, and it's in the name of Unisopokwa, and the hooray. It is a Eunice, our title, our assassin. So, Epinswana Eunice, a plotting, is the last person or plotting in one of the divisions. A critical bit me up wow, over maybe a land title, land registration for the old land title. Catch was a free assassin certificate and that's so. However, when you go to survey and mapping division, ebia obekohono, nani pana plotting din wo or starting registration process. Ebia when we know that person until you when you din your records. When you are certain about the report, say reporter, a crowd a project, it reflects or it reviews the owner of the land. Afeni yebet nase na yaka asase ne bo no me patro no asase wo dey must say enkampo ebedu ho no ebi po extra say ye panifo ni bi po chere say at this time po no nka mentua do your neighborhood checks, because On grounds, Lands Commission may not know what is happening. Whether land guards go so and now also and Krante about so we cannot tell because we are not there. We are only furnishing you with our records information. And so at this point, you may also want to go the extra mile to do your neighborhood checks. What that means is that you would want to ask around. Bra, Lucky, Mr. Asasi, Wana dear. Sasa, no AC what in isolation, a forest and a bush be nature which definitely obey your neighbors. The adjoining lands, owners may be there. Who bet me finding out Mr. Juan Asasi there. The neighbors may give you a history. Who ni more? Lands Commission may not even know. People at home will be the that. But Nipani may register and show in our records. So when you go around asking the neighbors, the people who live around, they may give you a certain history about the land. Oh, Aya Kwanuba, Kwaku, Nana Asasi, Ayadidia, and all turn the map, Papa Kwaku Susudija, Obisa on your floor so, and a Huba Sam, and Omato Assassin, Sasi Nano, Omatoma Soja Nibi, or the say. You don't saw more around, can be theatrical. Ghana from Ben, Opa Assassin so, now Sanbo so cry, young country, to I do one. Open strategy be the baby sebusa. So I see people who are over so never not baby no soon about the show say boy onim so akoto manson. Na ya show din no akwa akotieska no akoto manson enti no find your own way, a strategy, develop a strategy. Whatever pet information on that land. Why dream what's in a way no? We are comfortable say no. As for this land, I know there are no issues with the land. I am certain that I am dealing with the rightful owner. That is when you begin talking about price. The person now says that say 50,000. Okay, you need to bring on board another professional called a lawyer, because them men they TNA asase tono any home krata asem no. Your friend say a legal transaction. If you are not careful, na uko tutoni biara. Uko pro bi oti edua bi ase no wadu anim kan no wa fa asasia wa cheche say ni ya na afei uko kotue sika ansha akoto manson nti wo dia dan na umpe kakra so wetimi nya sika pudu okwa akoto asasia. We always advise say Mr. Onkebeya titu mo remu ana ode pep professional or tikasa or ti asase mu kasa asase mu brofo frɛ enipa no to help. I know better kakra you need di anu a better say obema ono edi wasase tomu akotene, because it's a legal document. That indenture, which is a document now talking about the transaction between you, the buyer, and the seller, it's a legal document. It spells out all the terms and conditions in a particular land transaction. So when you'll be in that area, chances are that these are the steps. When we more Lands Commission, that information now, a complaints and advisory center of the Lands Commission say, my asset. Because what it is that a lot of people, after getting the asset reports, are unable to interpret the report. It is a difficulty or any challenge. Such reports are when you're not. That is why management set up the Complaints and Advisory Center. Offer services of this nature. We advise people on the right way to acquire land. People who are seeking interpretations, people who want to understand our services and where to go to, kind of documents to bring when you want to register your land and all that. We have a center, a whole center that is set up. They can help you. Or when you walk into our offices, officers are there to help you understand the kind of report you have. It's when we a 100 year due diligence process. If you have exhausted a honor kakrane we now assume adjo then you bring a lawyer on board. A lawyer who says, I am going to help you know what exactly you have to do in this whole transaction, because it's a legal document. It's going to tell you the number of years they are giving you, the consideration, which is the price of the land, It is also going to spell out how much you're paying as ground rent. It is going to tell you about whether or not they will renew after your lease has expired, and who must sign the document, whether it's a stool land you are dealing with, whether it's a government land, a family land, a skin land, a clan land, whatever type of land that Okakotono, we always advise that you deal with professionals. And so at this level, all we are saying is that you need a professional, call a lawyer, to come on board and help you get the right documentation from the landowner. A lot of them might not even have documents, or they don't understand. But over search now, now Kobusan say, "Dear me, who you say, can you show your document?" Onibia, the lawyer will advise you on what to do. Na nipa na oton ade no so oni krata bia te se me kotoka na fa car mami checking hwe se car no papers to say wo se me ni hwe esa na ma di mu ya me na kakra it say asase no say o dia show me proof or evidence that the land is for you. And at that point, lawyer so betinem asase no na onim se nkofo ka to media asase ma na akana the lease term no I can't be at 10 years. It's not normal 99 years. How is that possible? It's lawyer no ba or share or busem or inspecting in crata or vetic crata that's so no I check here reading what I say, sister, that's I see water on 1962. Lease them my demand it has expired. Yet Nipa or better assassin also owe money 99 years. Your interest in the land has already expired. And see, how come so money for 99 years? And so you need to look at all that. It is only the lawyer who may have the legal eyes to see that thing in the document and tell you that, hey, hold on, we need to do things right. Nipa the documents no they want us in the obi nkra no so or no kra lease or no so say or ma lease obi ekra we just said you need to bring a professional. You bring a professional you trust that nipa way or yes se ho adwuma or te sa se brof no ase no abetinem no ahwa mo na ma draft indenture no after your due diligence why certain say there's no doubt about the ownership of that particular land you are trying to buy. Inti minim say ahano ayoke dia na ke betwa so dia then we can look at other areas.
One or two questions number 12 so obi ekota asase a surveyor no e wo se ono ade bi ko and I say also for the land commission and say nipa na auto asase na man na also the surveyor ba.
Okay, so yeah, well, professionals omoni lands commission, but yeah, well, LISAG, Licensed Surveyors Association of Ghana, you can go there. But the upper lands commission, so NASA bisa for help. I think that we can also give you surveyors because they are just no more work. And if you want to use the private surveyors, they are also available. We have a pool of them. So Oberlands Commissioner, contact Lisa. When you go on their website or those in good standing, because Yang and a license, it is the Lands Commission that gives them the license to operate as private licensed surveyors. They have an association. All the surveyors who are in good standing are there. So you can use them or come to the Lands Commission, the Survey and Mapping Division. In fact, when you come to the CSAU and you ask that, me here, Sophia, I don't think we will charge
on the safer side, you know, on the safer side, the best say, why would you survey a call, right?
Oh yes, it's most. I think it's the best to go with your independent surveyor. Why do you say or your professional? Or the require a year no akosu swasa no e the amount. No I site plan the amount. Or sign it come.
My question, second one here. Land registration, land title, indenture. She nimian semu the same and as a nina ewo juma edi. Land registration because boy a man indenture was assassin media. Obo also acquire land registration was assassin media. Obusowa onya title or say ma complete. Iti metie for ntiasie. Ebi the krata miensa we ba kushe wunsima na miensa ni wunsima na mienu hye wunsima. Dear na a conclude say asase na wodia. Registration, title, indenture.
Yo, Midas Bemen. You can't indenture after your due diligence. Well, so indenture basically it's a legal document. A true transaction between what assassin and a assassin follow. It spells out the terms and conditions. So assassin medema unisopokuno. Medema unisopoku 99 years na for residential. What I say. And assassin also units air tunnel at 90,000 Ghana cedis. Assassin medema units every ground rent 4,000 Ghana cedis at the end of every year. Now, Assassin medema units so no. At the end of the lease, no, expire lease now medema no 99 years no say a soon many units that's not Assassin. Their friend renewal, so there will be a renewal clause in the indenture. So the indenture, it's a legal document that spells out the terms and conditions in a particular land transaction. Usually, it be blue, it be yellow. A document that just say what was assassin where before. Now, and it doesn't give finality to ownership. It doesn't bring finality to ownership. It is a document that is telling a story that in this year it serves as, it can serve as an evidence. Say mato assassin free Kevin Ho na metono in the year 2002 metono is metono 90,000 and at the time no me and me sign Kevin so sign say assassin well Kevin was witness our sign say ojira ho and a transaction the course and a units and so the witness e buy and my units and so assign say assassin on neto e ba be di ni di mu sa wa sign units witness so jina nchen wa sign ye wie ye no one of the witnesses to Kevin, who is the landowner, assigning as deponent. Deponent, we are a court, and a court, I put in team in dental, so I'm a dim. It's a document, a trace of come up in Kenya, a trace of BB transaction be also between a Nipa Munu. It's me a Nipa 9, it's me a Nipa 7, Nipa 40 to be warm, and no pass as about, so me nerdy master, a crata saying so. The indenture is a legal document, yes, and it tells what transaction has transpired between two parties. It spells out the terms and conditions. Say, assassin clause is a woman in any indenture. The clause is a woman in any. That's why I call it a legal document because and on a shred said so. That is the document. Now your car registration now. After you've had your 4 copies of the indenture, usually 4 copies of the indenture, which is the document which tells say what to assassin for units or and that's what to Kevin for them. That document now odi akokota we na court tintim agreement so it's that agreement the two of us have. You send it to the court na registrar or court no what tintim so actually say whoa agreement between Kevin and Eunice is valid. It me presented our court biara abra asema bawa asasi we no it sounds a court team so say our document omo dia be here meeting all the requirements and indenture a good indenture or a legal document should have, and so the registrar certifies it that it's a good solid document into what team swear you then what 4 copies you are mandated again by law to pay the stamp duty. Stamp duty is a assassin so VAT, the tax. And Lands Commission so near stamp duty at 2005. I bet you say Ubetria and Sana. It's a prerequisite to registration. Without paying your VAT, you cannot even register your land. Any kind of interest a shall say Triator into what the 4 copies of the indenture submitted to the Lands Commission. When you lodge the 4 copies of the indenture at the Lands Commission is also Yɛn valuers no bɛtam agreement na makono. Normal way asase no ne boɔ. Na ɔma way sɛ dan si so, sɛ ɛyɛ assignment o, sɛ ɛyɛ lease o, sɛ ɛyɛ sub lease o, sɛ ɛyɛ dan o, whether a conveyance or whatever it is. That kind of agreement no, ɔmo hwɛ asase no baabi ɛda one. Asase no kɛseɛ ɛna asase no ankasa baabi ɛwɔ na sɛ biribi si so sɛ biribi nsi soɔ. Usually assignments are quite expensive because your transfer fee back what they are called na ya na sɛ biribi si so a ɛno so boɔ nko. Enti yɛn valuers no ɔmo value near more a small percentage to pay as the VAT. Which we are at that level, it means you are ready for registration at the Lands Commission. You are going to register your interest in the land. Whether interest now or woman a lease, and as interest now or a assignment to say a day or whole transfer or whatever it is. I think now documents no are you ready for registration without stamp duty no, without paying your VAT on the property, you cannot register it. You can't have it registered. And so that is the first step I also will take you when you want to do the registration at the Lands Commission. Now, you have stamped or 4 documents in there, you know, getting team work just what you out to know. The 4 number back. OG4 in area. Now you're going to begin a process called the registration process. You want your records to be known or kept at the Lands Commission that I have bought this land from Asimesi. Now the ownership is changing from Asimesi to Eunice. And so the Lands Commission must be aware, must have it in their record said, not assassin a Kevin there and Eunice akota assassin for Kevin. It's a Kevin day. 2 years ne prano assassin muni na Ediama Eunice. It's a Lands Commission Monshe na Muntintim and Krata so and Farmer Eunice. Na enchaining fee me ho, whether a whole na medima no, and answer me transfer just 4 plots of the 8 plots I have. It could be a whole transfer or a part transfer. And no, also logic just 1 copy of the indenture. 1 copy of the indenture with your Ghana card, and then the payable fee, you know. Yes, I'm not sure what amount. Or present documents now. We have offices at the setup is just like that of a banking hall. And so the various officers are in their cubicles and their services are displayed. So if it's a first registration, you go to the first registration officer. If it's stamp duty now, you submit just a copy of that for indenture now. Now you're raising a bill for you to pay. You see it's there. So whether it's 1,200, 2,000, 4,000, again, it's dependent on how many plots you are registering and all that. Upfront. Every fee that comes with the registration bit is paid upfront. You pay everything at a go, and then we take the 1 copy, and the back office starts working on your document. Now, so 1 copy now was submitted. It goes through the entire process of the Lands Commission. Vetting, quality control for check say documents and if solid. Even at the front desk now submitting. The officers would have to go through and see say who meet requirements and so there checklist there's a checklist they have. And so check so we indenture or their banana be a indenture papa dear. Check here. They'll tell you go and bring this to support what you have. If it's a head lease, they will let you know that with this form of indenture or the abandon, we kindly request all the head lease the Baba support it for us to understand the history of the land better. Inti Odiamayeno, I feel back office for air best a home crack assembly administratively. It will go through the processes and end up at Land Registration Division. Sebibiara NCA, that's the caveat. Sebibiara NCA, because during the registration process, we are again mandated by law to do what we call publication. If it's a first registration, a lease, be now the register amount. I'm trying to say, I will say a publication. Publication for 21 good days. Yang announced to the public that Kevin intends registering this land at Cantonment. Kevin Edahin and main fair no ye. Asase Eda East Cantonment and I say at that airport.
Ayaldo. I want to padi hine. Ayaldo.
Asase dying.
Ayaldo.
Yeah. And then actually. Enti emrane be my who can say yenya publication. The publication is to just inform the general public that we'll register ourselves. It will be and raise what we call an objection. Caveat biara ma friama na bibia is successful. Then the final stage is where we issue the certificates, land certificates. I don't know. I don't have a copy here. And the land certificate is what brings finality to the entire process.
Land certificate, I don't have a friend title, Nana.
Paper title. It's the land certificate is
comes out with, yeah.
We give you title to land, to your land. And so the final thing which comes out of the entire process, I have to fuck from me is the certificate. As a end product. The end product is the certificate, land certificate, which we usually say is indefeasible. It means it brings finality to your ownership status. It brings every argument to a close. Say, assassin way dear. Unless
Ubet free registration, Ubet free indenture, I could do registration. One could do finality, which is title, on completed process, no. Title in the completed process, no. Certificate, no.
Yes, that's the title. The title, which is the certificate.
I don't know about me, Jinakas assassin, ya what dear, and our tongue.
Oh, me show you. Title, and it's make sure. In other instances, people who have had their indentures stamped at the court and everything, who lay claims to certain lands, it's me, show as evidence in court. Now the court will decide whether it's strong enough evidence. If we party now on any court to encra certificates, and as a why now the court is left for the court to decide. See, now you can indenture pay. Obian who class certificate. That's a indenture penny in there. They assassin one. Court must listen to the history, how you got your land, how the other party also got their land and everything. But when you have a certificate, it settles it.
Now, how are people able to get 2 indentures? Because land commission issues legitimate, so how are people able to get 2 indentures?
Oh, that man, I know there 2 certificates now. Can 2 indentures?
No, certificates they send there, and then they are not sometimes very difficult to get a certificate to, by indentures now sometimes will be we always the same thing. How does it happen?
Okay, sure. Let me explain that bit. One will say, assassin run air to assassin. Obi to be banning about indenture, man, no entity assassin. No, I just could name passing. And sister you so back, none is sick any man. Honestly, about indenture, their man. And about 20 people can have indenture to the same land. Now, out of the 20 people, smart, the balance commissioner, or no, no. If you are holding any form of indenture, that's all the show pass here. Lands Commission doesn't know you. We don't know you. Whatever it is, you are keeping it under your bed. And see, you're hot there, you need more. But between you and Wasasi Radi, when you come from Wasasi, Lands Commission doesn't have your records at all. And see, indenture there, and the pardon bets me your indenture to the same land. Something I'm talking about there. We're not show seriousness. If you want to be a part payment, me money indenture.
Yeah.
Oboka ko from Masika info, onya dia kame so ene ya mano ene wa ko register. To obi wo ha, the sanya ka indenture na wawie. Okra sasa ka yes solid.
Process of actually, how long does it take? Maybe some better assassin. The watching now, how long will this take?
How long? No. Then it will depend on what you are registering. That interest in the land are all registered. Usually, when it's a first registration, Nasa issues biara any indenture one. The Land Act is saying that within 90 days, we are supposed to get back to you whether it will go through or not.
3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. Say you should get your certificate. All other things being equal, if there are no issues with your documentation,
Maybe our document had by the canoe. The head Nipoma, as I know, also the mouth. According to the wrong person, one of the documents, I must say, yeah, register mouth. Last commission will query it. And there will be a lot of issues, sir. I was saying, oh no, put me sorting out and sign or do a certain stage. So if your land has no issues, your documents are genuine, they are okay, you conducted your due diligence, and everything was fine from the very onstart, you are most likely to get your certificate after 3 months.
Okay.
And there are transfer code here. If you are maintained for Kevin, Kevin are registered as a certificate that. Kevin is only going to transfer his interest to me. When he transfers his interest to me, all I do is to go to the Lands Commission and have it registered in my name. I have no publication. So I hope there, and then hooray! Within 1.5 months, you're getting your certificate. If it's a transfer, Sembia Emma or Obia Fash, Rainco, Entrom Ray said, Asmaba or Huntino, or the BB Tosso, Kevia Dio Hawk, and now the BDR. Transfer there, you want to tell 1.5 months now, Osaka or certificate. Now, first registration, Obia may register that. Now, for the effort is now your first person to come, and you're getting it from the rightful owners. Oba, usually 3 months, you will get your certificate. So, the fine, yeah.
Really comments I'm for because there are some people who are able to register their land quickly within few hours. You said this is it's a little bit out of our conversation. Is it possible?
Oh, there meaning how we are but also a system and processes. We run a certain system. We say Ghana and penny for the first come first serve. Abe who to me fast track why you baby. I was so so. First in time for no bar. I was here to be sure and sana wa afei na wo ba no ya hwe. Enti obi to be registered there 1 week there. I don't know how the person may have done it. Say be or jumpy be. Now what mean jumpy so many ye. I was set over through the process. Every officer pra okodi in semno and aboa iron in term there mean to me who but so autonomo as settle files a good and nyina ba wo so there. Yeah, my 3 months we able to deliver because a lot of the times officers are overwhelmed with files a bomb or no land title. Now be chef files a good for table so in a day home te papa adwuma mo ye no Lands Commission officers boy adwuma nti e bo machi ani abo ma baso so kakra it's enough because we still operate purely a semi-manual environment. We share down called fully digital. Nti fa ba ko be 19 pa be 10 in some and sana you do that certificate stage Nti say okohu obi na say obi abone tewtew ama ne dia nti my o the fast system ni be free officer A akwa officer B ho a yen dey ama ya ho 3 months say bibia ni boni bia nsi wo kwan mu dia nyame ye wadoma 3 months you should get your certificate na ya na bebre no omode ko jijiji ankofo bi Goro Boys near the documents na fa ha a freelance commission actual letter po I was see here be free who applicant hono Goro Boy message akosi so am no adakra until the airport
ho na problem no no see document go see Goro Boy so a not in the phone number akosho ho na ebia Goro Boy na ja to baby na Land Commission using number na e files no ana email no na or information if you so that nensa encounter directly Goro Boy and Abia or other things.
Oh, kind and the documents I got to Lands Commission. I do 2 years I did 3 years yeah here be here for you ya trow ya frel say bray bibi say near 2 hour ade so ma e mada until well so far near ja to ho ya connect person so because for some more ya ho adwuma e do so anokasem officers yeah adwuma no fast Google many doors see a frown as a bow of video, a bomb 1 hour fast. I will see a jar lay for the next person. And usually now the advisors, one kasaya use your details, deal directly with us and use your personal details, your email addresses, your phone numbers, because now at every milestone we send you messages. Your application has been sent to for vetting. Your application is due for inspection. We will need you. Contact the technical officer at the unit. Namonkoya inspection was so. Yefrewa mu yenyao. Yebego wa video ma yenyao. Na
Yeah, you're about 7 minutes. Without Ghana card, can you register land in Ghana?
There be to say the Ghana card Nigeria ya link it to be nyama be brain, usually when you are coming to do your registration, we need your Ghana card.
Can you do with your passport?
So and it depends on the document, but so when you're Ghanaian, your document will state it, and you have your passport, which tells the story. Why not? We should take it. So you're Ghanaian, yeah, then you need to prove your nationality by using your Ghana card. If you're an or you're a foreigner, and a foreigner, you're entitled to only 50 years of a lease. You can't do more than 50 years. And you know, your study instrument crowd they are so requirement. And usually if you're a Ghanaian, we go with the Ghana card.
Well, last advice to a year or more person or more registrants say go through the process. What advice part to them anything into job? We've taken enough of your time.
Yo, Bama, that's the brace. Omo yasako nya isupa na yedi suya de. Advice takra yedi bema no ene se asase no ye huna ye pese eto no ma ye rashi bebre. Ema asase rani bia ma pressure bia asase na iko. Asase na iko. Se wo to free real estate be ho. Se wo to free government ho. Se wo to free individual, a school land, a family land. Whoever, irrespective of whoever is selling to you, we always advise, say, take time, be intentional about doing your due diligence. One kasanya daje, se wuni hoso na owo akwento ma, pe obia onimde e won sase mu, oni animu mawo, na ohwehwe mu mawo, na ye mwawo, e ma wo sase na wo kotono na wo sase akotono, wan kotono manso, because wo kotono manso woni be briye wo ma mu ha papa, wo be kokota che Omababa, almost best at court. A baby who will pay mu, one fair years so I could drink contest in Suas. And yes, I said, so person was soon to what? It was as a papa or Ghana park before talk, before my tea advice, no matter develop it or many issues. Yes, say, so person pass us here. Yes, sir, Nyamre, a adagea juma, Nyamre, say, Obama, nim dear for do him kind. Professionals need be land surveyors, ebini lawyers, wow. Values you be useful. Na ya wow, ama o sasi a wokotono when ya problem. Oh, we are small buy. Oko fact litigation beswa. When you be brew, we are see buy. Inti yesero Lands Commission so they custodians of land records. Shishebu we ho, shishebu on grounds, shishebu power court. Every crowd go to the extent say, omoko court professor asasi, and you be any court there. Are people not litigating over the land? They go and do their search at the court. And so go the extra mile and be sure and certain, say, you are dealing with the rightful owner. It's my advice is pretty simple. The Lands Commission is a state agency. Try and deal with us. I know a lot of people have lost hope, but now we are on TikTok, we are on social media. The old Lands Commission was not like that. This is the new face of the Lands Commission. We realize the problems people have with their lands. And that is how come now we are out there. We are so loud out there. We are embarking on a serious sensitization program. I mean, public education campaign. And it's like, NJ Pass also so fair, say, a mechabi. Now, you're fair foot on to that. And yes, now, as I said, you're saying toast. You need time to do your due diligence and be certain that you're dealing with the rightful owner. When you get it right from the start, you'll be free. There are no issues.
I come last to wait a minute. Do we need Guru Boys?
Guru Boys. Somebody used to Guru Boy. I know they were wow.
I'm saying, sir, Land Commission. Does Land Commission recognize Guru Boys?
Oh, not at all. And you know, Lands Commission is a public office.
Yeah.
NTM Pamunika. So what do you Guru Boy? Oba yem Pamuno yebeje. Because it's a public office and we are offering that kind of service to the public.
But when the Guru Boy comes, are they coming as agents or they are coming as what?
Exactly. They come in as agents. And if you want to employ the services of a Guru Boy, we don't come in there. But we advise that you deal directly with the Lands Commission. But people have lost hope and trust. And you know, almost feel say, now I'm so bit me bar, but now your client service on them. I heard them not in the document, my Guru Boy.
Baba do office one. Edrieno.
Say
be obi amfino. Ebia process no obi amfino or no obi kasa ebia brofu ye kwe ontiase into ono so atano. And now Obisha Ashe long sleeves no about tie no be madam. Oh here we be ana. Oh nimso no see adwuma ho because people cannot differentiate between land commission workers and Goro boys.
Or see your staff for lands commissioner share the tag share green label B and then the tag is send come checking it in na check it say our corporate so our here they indicating in na other to crown bet now no be say also me kwa ha no point say oh me the ma dey na kwa ha DQ be patient enough so what me sorry afifie so balance commission the document about there our advice saying about say e be do so na ye because then na udru ho no obi timi convince wo ho agya ya ma wo abra you are just about a few minutes to deal with the right officer.
Lands Commission for Mobile special vests. I'm will be able to say where they buy where more Lands Commission.
You bet me a day.
Mobile special vest. Make us a uniform, a special vest that will people will be able to identify a Land Commission person.
And I didn't pay you for bed in a wash. Now, second, I see here uniform one way by identifying.
And your uniform, yeah, like a vest. When you go to work, you can wear your. But you at least a vest that people know. So we're a Lands Commission worker. Yeah.
So, very good advice. Me so many penny pano. Penny for better than I say a doable something. I bet me yeah. So they bet me identify easily because they say no for and share who among your staff among your Goro boys near dear. But now me feel send a tag and also super boy. But the other basis will be better.
But Eunice, we really appreciate. I know we are going to come back again to you. I'm very, very certain about that. This education has been perfect. You spent almost an hour with us. We really appreciate this education. We would like to collaborate with Lands Commission, your PR department, to push out advertisement about how people should, the steps people should go through to acquire land. We are willing. I'm willing my platform to take the advertisement to play for you for free on my own TV. Fantastic. If you have something like that, let us have it. We'll place it on TV and I'll slot it in my show somewhere to play every single day. Some study show now. Inti, there's something I just want to dedicate my platform for. Inti, if you guys have something you are putting together, we are willing to do that.
Pacho, yeah, that's a fine. I'm sure I need my power here now. I'm more by some by my. Yeah, will be brave or into no. Yeah. Nobody didn't come on.
Yeah, let me have it.
Team power when you're my power when you're self-employed education. So Edward said also so the a dom a shall we. Yeah, that's a brave for the opportunity.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. All right, so that was Madam Eunice Opoku, Senior Public Affairs Officer in the Lands Commission Ghana. Ono ena yenena our TV, so a lot of education akosunde. In fact, I think Ochina so yaba we are going to break everything down gradually for it's quite packed. And I will advise to say obeso to us Ghana from what we have learned today, deal with the Lands Commission. I think Saokofa agent and a Guru boy and then say asemno. And that is what I am seeing. So we deal directly with Lands Commission. Now, moment the right details are, you can hold them responsible. Now, the moment you go through a middle person as a Guru boy, you cannot hold them responsible. And that is where the challenge is. It's always important to deal with them directly. You can hold them. So sue Land Commissioner, you can hold them because you went to them, you dealt with them, and you can sue them directly. But say unya a third party, and now ubi be say agent, Guru Boya. I'm telling you, you might not be able to go through this process, and along the way, the opposite your crown to me yet. And we've learned a lot. Process, it looks complicated, but I feel say so. Who decided so? But you still Land Commission directly, you should be able to get somewhere. With what we have listened today. After this short break, we will continue the show. We'll break down the issues, stories I can for Ghana also to see what's going on. You're still live on Loud Silence TV.
Yamao Quine said be juma. Juma no want man ye. Obia be juma ye now. Say Otina Bontin say Yamao Quine ye juma no be. Mingin this Ghana for Bepinesa. Yamao Quine said be juma. Juma no want man ye. Obia beye juma yi na sese wo tena abonten se yema wo kwan ye juma no bi. Mengin de se Ghana for be penesa. Yema wo kwan se beye juma. Juma no want man ye. Obia beye juma yi na sese wo tena abonten se yema wo kwan ye juma no bi. Mengin de se Ghana for be penesa.
And your statement is fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. Obviously, Uncle School.
And okay, a French.
Fallacy of Latin. Fallacy of argumentum ad hominem.
Yehoah.
It's simple terms. The statement is a fallacy.
Wow.
Fallacious. And your statement is fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. Obviously, Uncle School.
And okay, a French.
Fallacy of Latin. Fallacy of argumentum ad hominem.
Yehoah.
It's simple terms. The statement is a fallacy.
Wow.
Fallacious. And your statement is fallacy.
Thank you very much for staying. You're still live on Loud Silence TV. I bought exactly 10-4 our Ghana 5-4 in the United States. Packed show. I feel any other social media segment, and maybe if I have a little bit of time, I will do some short editorial. This is a packed show. Mama fan wom hey. Land Commission for the Biabando, Namianka my main, my main, Madam Eunice, so in some way, Trimo, Odimnejuma, she really knows her job, you know. We need to get a system working. The media message yesterday say, from all that we heard today, she's very knowledgeable in what she does. What should I say? Position Ekutano as the senior public affairs officer. No, she's gone through the mill to get to where she is. And I think majority of Ghanaians have agreed to that. When it comes to public service, you can see people are really knowledgeable at what they do. They know their job. It looks like it's a structure that sometimes makes it difficult for us to believe in public servants and our people who work in public offices. Because if you go down and you engage them, you can see, say, they really know their job. Now you ask yourself, why is it, say, we have issues with public offices in Adi It's because of the structure, no? And Nana Meka Guru Boys in same way. The Guru Boys factor, I respectfully suggested to her, say, it will be happy for the new Lands Commission to make sure, say, every single Lands Commission and our worker biano ebeshe a vest to identify them. Mema amibia sebi onko school da pass asiata unyeska kakra ora Lands Commissioner onim the difference between a Guru boy and a Lands Commission worker, because they are all wearing long sleeves, they are all wearing tie, they are all looking good, but we need colors, we need something to identify them. If we are able to identify a police officer, a prison officer, a coast guard, or a custom officer, why can't we identify a lands officer at the Lands Commission office? It's very, very important. And I know when that happens, we will be able to at least get rid of about 70% of the Guru boys at the place. Because then, when somebody keeps coming there without having any reason for being there every single day, we can at least start arresting people and telling them, Obebaha and their premises ha. Because here we only need and we need to have people there monitoring the system, being like, hey, we agent. But when people get in there, they are supposed to talk to Lands Commission their workers, and we need to have Lands Commission workers outside the office at the entrance who receive people. Madam Epacha Obaha, me Lands Commission worker, Hana mi ejuma, Ediana Obeye. Also, me babe register, we also send Madam Dimechina me faunkum. It makes it easy. It cuts out the Guru boys effect, no? Unless you don't want to do it. Because from the entrance to inside the office, no, that small walk, no, a Guru boy is effective. From the entrance of the door, Echo office one, small space, no, a Hona Guru boys in air damage, So if we are able to bridge that gap, we are able to get Land Commission workers who will be out there wearing the vest for people to identify them. Then people can just walk and be like, me pacho so ye juma because what are any chre? Yes, lands for mushe green. Me pacho be tuma boame. Then with that, we can identify Guru boys and Land Commission workers. Legal. We need to start from the front gate. We need to start making sure, say, Obi Rawa, Onimnipa on Nekasa. The moment people enter Lands Commission and they get confused, anybody can take advantage of their ignorance and also of their confused state. So we need to do a little bit more when it comes to approaching customers. We don't sit in the office and wait for all customers to walk in there. No. Because especially we know when they are Guru boys who are Bontinoa, we need to have people outside who belong to Land Commission, who have Land Commission tags and uniforms to assist people. Said about Obin to me convince you. And that small space in the dimno, sa damage. And so as time goes on, we will suggest all these things. We will respectfully talk to the Lands Commission on our platforms. We will educate Ghanaians and make sure say we can cut it down. The government is doing everything possible to make sure say a lot of technology beba you bet to me making sure say a land documentation process it will be faster, it will be unique, it will be more legit and fluid. Dan krata ebi okwe enu 3 months the system will make sure say bibia aye ne kwan so we are expecting the government to also resource the Lands Commission, pay them well for them to do a diligent job. We are losing lands, we are losing humans, and we need to get to the bottom of this matter and solve Ghana lands problems. Now mama yankwe ne yen churches and same way team, I'm going to cut a lot out. Team, I think I'm going to cut a lot of the stories out. We can do a few of them. One story I think it's making headlines in Ghana. It's about cocoa or Ghana. Cocoa or Ghana, and story in Ghana say we are tired of waiting. Cocoa farmers protest payment delays. And to be very honest with you, this is the first time I am hearing a year cocoa in some Ghana. Some people want it to look like cocoa farmers, they have been neglected by the government. No. Because I say I buy way by power. And because I time I NDC winning power. My time platform music I say it's about job. It's about making sure say I buy I the also yeah. I buy way winning power. The first thing he told us say there were so many government agencies. Government agencies and I say I buy in Juma Bibra na eka ameni. In fact, a special example or one example the energy sector. Ye kai eka aban we beto ye when it comes to the energy sector. Na sebio eba enyine munkani ansama na wutimbi na msubi timbi. At a point we all experience doomsday to the fullest. And so MPP for kachire say yeni yanko create a timetable na po kachire omudi atem. We all lived in Ghana. We knew what was happening. The him say yenkani ansama say yentumi nyakani 12 hours scramble near the other. But at a point, there was a government that made us believe, say, even though we were going through the problem, there was no problem. It made it clear to Ghanaians to say, Oma beto problems, sir. They are going to try everything possible to solve the problems. And obviously, no government in the history of Ghana, Abanwe Edi Abaimu 1 year, 3 months. We had a government that had been in government for 8 years that could not solve cocoa problems. And I'm not here to do the blame games thing. And that's not how I do my journalism. Say cocoa time cocoa and the consistency in the paying of cocoa kuafua. I am not the kind of journalist who does petty journalism, go and bring something and say MPP abreso no time we. Now I don't have time. Right now a NDC abreso. So if cocoa paid and our cocoa farmers payment a delay, we should at least learn something from the beginning about Weber power. This government was straightforward with us. There are things that they came to inherit that were huge issues they had to deal with. And so far, a situation as a nation, the government has done more than enough in every sector. I am not saying the government has performed better, but if you are going to look at a byway 1 year and 2 months, and the year in different sectors of the economy, you will appreciate, say, this government is still on that track to solve problems. And the cocoa farmers issue, it's nothing new. And I say it's not something the government is not thinking about. I cannot sit here and tell you, say, Ochanopa, Randy Abe and Cocoa Board will let 100 billion and pay every cocoa farmer. It doesn't work like that. What is happening is the government is in the process of solving problems that have been created. It will take some time. Now, if cocoa farmers omwankasa atigana ha omunim abanmu ene abanyakot na abanyabano, you can see what this government has done in these few years, in this 1 year, 3 months. Nyoma na first cocoa kuafo eto osan kedemo mu free no, and the aban the sanyo many nyama cocoa kuafo. And I'm not saying say it justifies say cocoa kueni echa ni cocoa. Na say osi etua ne car. Na say enyam by a month or two. I have to sit here and say it is normal. It is not normal, but you need to see the gesture. The abane here to meet you halfway. Aban way sebio oba aban mo no wachre say cocoa farmers enyankophobia we yi omo pahwi. The way this government in a short period, in a short time, otumi tu cocoa boom sibia in a short time otumi ma cocoa farmers fertilizers for free, otuma sprayers for free, otuma insecticide for free. Then it means na aban no pepa or pese or de bois eyi cocoa farmers na cocoa kuafo no every problem amobo no and every mu. Until you could see say the government from day one, no, they have always tried everything possible. Even though still Nyomanya Rosary, no, Abanwe has been able to try and solve every single problem and Kofu Ejatu wono when blame obia. There's never a day a matter say John Mahama na no pokwa jiman and I say any minister ejina bejum e blame the past government say and even in this moment I will see Cocoa Board struggling trying to raise money to pay cocoa farmers. No, I have not seen people get on the street to say and the MPP binti aban munjano, and I will not sit here and say that this government so a cocoa kweni papa. And yes, uncle for way food soldiers, MPP food soldiers are a miracle about a video. No, Coco for papa matana Ghana ye Juma. Ewo Coco fua kesiye papa. Ah, Sebio almost a buying papa. Ejumedia o dear mom from the dear John Mahama baye. Omuni MPP tnaye in my be tnaye. Omunim the difference. So what the real cocoa farmers and our cocoa for papa now, ewo Ghana and say, they know this is a glitch. They know say these things it happens sometimes. They know say this is not something new. Ebinsi Ghana cocoa sector da. This is not the first time cocoa kuya for sebio ati cocoa aban ekase or yet nyomebi na wachishe sikebi di tuamomo. This is not the first time. Inti, I am also not going to sit here and say and the abino chakra no, abino needs to find a way to solve the problem. But the question here is nobody should make it look like say and the cocoa for say aban enter a country ebi sida but shebebi aban we akoma free ba see the aban we etumi ayama edien cocoa kuafo share the aban we from day one omotumi akekesi ani ede abedru ha ede aboa cocoa kuafo. It will tell you say sa aban we aban a ewo opepa. There is no government abedi or man we so a etumi bie na no aka kire say omutia kwekuafuo on the spot, on the date, on the time. Ebi see that. In fact, omo ende omakofa MPPs, foot soldiers, any constituency executives. Akogun wurem baby say omo kwekuafuo no. Mumbusa omo say so omo kwekuafuo ankasa pa omo dua koku ache a omati koku Ghana. Da ben na ban bi ba ya wetua kwekuafuo 30 days pepepe because koku adwuma no e ya ban ton na sika ni biaba. It takes time for sika to come for a ban to pay. So it has been something ewo ho. And yes, a boapayo and a ban we aba. Just say 1 month and answer bibia cocoa, yentua cocoa kuafo. Inti nipebi emanai to say, hey, yachichiri Ghana bin see though. Yepe abaya abwa cocoa kuafo pa. A very difficult moment is this government. And I can tell you, and go back to the abawe etubidiama cocoa kuafo. In the Sanko for ya MPP focuses on Omunyakuta MPP card. Card bearing members, constituency executives, party foot soldiers and the MPP for any Joy News for Eddie Omuya concert. No, these are not real cocoa farmers. Cocoa kuafuanka sankasa omunya aban edili. Cocoa kuafuanka omuti aban we ase. Cocoa kuafuanka omunim aban we akuma. They waya mo from the day John Mahama about power. No, they know and they believe that this government will find a way to solve this problem because there's never been a day in the history of Ghana, yes, Cocoa Kuafua, Cocoa, Yentu Omokada. They are going to be paid. And I know. And Cocoa Kuafua, Sebio, Omo, any Aban we are from 2025, January, Ebesin, they know what this government has done for them and they know what this government can do. It is Sanyoma way, no, we should not pay attention to them. These are things that MPP for Omni Jumaye. A propaganda, a tro, and I will not write out the fact to say, a abandoning the cocoa foka. The government is owing cocoa farmers. But the fact of the case is to say, Abanwe will definitely pay cocoa farmers. Cocoa kuafo, and your omunkwana abandi omuka. This government owes different people. But this government, at the end of the day, is trying to then solve all these problems. Kakran kakra, Abanwe eka obeto ye. About energy, about agri sector, about education, about she say about a car or better she a car a young kofu bottle. But this government has never blamed anybody. What this government does every single day is to find solutions to problems that these people after 8 years left. Intermediate Koko Kuafo papa no enye we mu de say party mu card holders. We mu de say MPP for. Sa video na circulate on social media. Miracle Abuaja kwaji sika oba omia ho opese approve say onimnyansa no MPP for. MPP foot soldiers. MPP MPs. The constituency executives. Omo nyina kuta party card. Nyina nye Koko Kuafo Ghana. Ankasa nim de ekoso Ghana. And what I can say is we all need to look up to the government. The government are buying way betia. A buying way will solve the problem. And this is not even any crazy problem. To be very honest with you, but when someone for actors, we have now and Koko yentia meka intimiban to me school and I'm babewu. Me say, omunya actors. The real cocoa farmers in Ghana, dog Ghana, nim Ghana, they baby free abedu hano. They understand what is happening and they understand this government. And I also urge the government, urge Cocoa Board, whatever they can do to solve this problem. And then last time we say, in this Jandam we are MPP 4 year. Sa Cocoa 4 year, almost say MPP foot soldiers, red. None of these people be any Cocoa. Majority of them conform home video no omuni Cocoa for ebro 1 acre. 90% of them conform home video no omu MPP foot soldiers are omu Cocoa. Na Miracle Abuaje dabe no oti Cocoa adwumase. Miracle Abuaje o Cocoa fu. Miracle Abuaje the MPP for no dabe no muba Cocoa fu fuom. Omu betina power 8 years no dabe no mutumi 2 V8 de ba enwuram ka say we Cocoa fu e de omu betina nwuram. Omu gin say Ghana fu ejimi. I just want one picture, one video of Miracle Abuaje MPP4 during the 8 years in office. Omutu V8. Any Cocoa form say Cocoa for our problem. They know they are playing games with you. Omu person omu ni pebi adwini di agro. But once Ghana for no, ya adwini may be to the point to say, yeah, massa MPP4 comedy ni concert way and the really bibia. The government is working. The government will solve the problems, and nobody from anywhere can convince Ghanaians to say abani nyejuma. The government is working. Koko Kuafo ankasa omu yejuma, they know, and they will make sure say eyedien abanwe emiti omu halfway. Inti this is no news. Koko Kuafo omu Koko Kuafo papa ankasa no, they know. So let's not pay too much attention to MPP 4 year. So when say videos na MPP foot soldiers. Card bearing members, MPP for omuye edie, almost omuye Koko for majority omni Koko fu, Miracle Abuaje, and a koto force in Tadema mu bisa omunche, no mbe sa anyoma no. Ghana betua Koko, and this ya Bible betua Koko Kuafo, obia kuma betoni yim. Finito. All right, now there's this issue. Ayawaso East, once and some. Now, I would like to say this. You won't know about TV so. And Jandam, you say, Ayawaso East primaries, NDC react to vote buying allegations. The issue Ayawaso primaries is CSA, Baba Jamal, the former MP, Neireno, and the primaries, of course, no. Say, Krobia, Sebio, smart pa. In the history of the Republic of Ghana, this is the first time a government, a president, and a party has officially come out to criticize its own primaries. Ebin Sida. This is a huge step. John Dramani Mahama Abainwe, NSA NDC party, Omachre say, you can never compare the NPP to the NDC. And this is where we are supposed to pick the message from. At the end of the day, party no at the committee almost investigate issue ne see no. President ne the nice form say share assembly. Me as a Ghanaian, me pet Ghana's democracy to be on track, to make sure money does not take over our politics, I should be very excited to see a president, to see a government or a political party, its leadership, take bold decision to make utterances in the history of Ghana. Yentibida say a party will release a statement and speak on its own primaries about things they believe, about things they suspect to say were not done in the interest of party and the democracy we are practicing. It means to say the NDC, they have moved Ghana's maturity in governance, in democracy to a level to say majority of African countries Andrew. This is the first time in the history of Ghana. President to make say this primaries, the party in power to make say this primaries, and yet the general secretary of a party, its leadership, even its leadership in the legislature or in parliament, is able to boldly release a statement against their own primaries. This is a big step. This is a big edge in Ghana's democratic dispensation. Because Ubetman Antiako Ghana Habebia from the time Fourth Republic we started, we've never had a government, and I'm talking about an MPP government that has been bold enough to speak against ills, against democracy, against elections, against their party and activities. In the history of Ghana, it is only John Mahama, the NDC party, and the NDC legislative. So you need to understand the NDC and today the conversation is about what? Me sitting here, the disciplinary action the NDC is going to take, it's not my problem. Because the NDC knows what to do. They know how to put a committee together. In fact, they have put a committee together. But part to be to me, you say. Part to be secretary, to me, Kasa. Part to be leadership of parliament to me, Kasa. Part to be president, to me, Kasa say. Wait, dear, this is extraordinary. Ebin see that. Nansanke kufuwa de neba omia. Sankwasiafo etumi bioma no eka nseme siye under their leadership 8 years about elections anke kro anke bia woni. So we should be happy. We should applaud the president, applaud the NDC. They have shown say when it comes to democracy, eba kebima min kebi omo tiasie che party bia wo Ghana. So this is a record, and this is something we should appreciate. Young people, old people, these are things we need to sit back and say, pathway adi omu yeni de pathway Ghana power. Right now, every young person in the university, in any tertiary institution, every young person in senior high school will sit and say, this is a party. When I grow up and I contest in and somebody tries to even bully me, use their money, their wealth, their influence, the party will be able to step up and say things didn't go the way it's supposed to go. This is a new Ghana, new party, new governance. The NDC are lifting your governance, and your democracy, the understanding of our democracy to a higher level. So the conversation should be about, have we reached there yet? Is the NDC taking us to where we want to get to? The na ye pe de no de bia ye kasa ne politics die ye betime yisika sema frim ye politics die party ben de betime agina ho akasa ayi sa de no. This is the beginning of the step na ye take for a long time no. When we sit on radio and on TV, on social media, on TikTok, we need to be proud. We can sit anywhere else and say, under the leadership of John Mahama, under NDC as a party, under the leadership of Mahama Yarga in parliament, the majority caucus, they have been able to speak against their government. Salah Cow, chairman to me, MPP chairman, Nkwasiafo di MPP. We saw elections for Ghana and the MPP conducted here. Even their recent primaries, Bawumia, Chesika, Brian Champon, Chesika, Kedede Japan, we saw it glaring in our eyes. In front of us, we all saw it, the way they were throwing money around. Akosha Menu Chesika. And none of these raccoons, dead goats, were able to speak against their party. That Bawumia and Brian Champon, Moni Kennedy Mo, Sika say, Omo party no, say Ghana politics. There are videos all over the place. We saw Sika Brande Champon Eche, Young Sika Bawumia Eche, Akosha Menmu, Kennedy Japomo, the Bajina Fonso Eche Sika. These are things that none of these piglets was able to say no, enough is enough. Bawumia Ekufuado ho, Kofo ho, Hakuna Usajima ho, Michael Kwe ho. All the co-mininis are there. Nobody, after Kennedy, the lap dog. He saw all these things. But you see, the difference between NDC and MPP is say the NDC, they have matured in politics. It does not matter who you are. If things are not done right, with him said Abi. And Ghana, your problem has been about money influencing our decision in politics. Now, if the NDC has taken this step to make sure so obey that money factor no free your politics more, then the NDC is doing Ghana more good than these piglets. It is a TV swa. You need to ask yourself, at the NDC where ye, how far is it going to go to help our democracy? How far is it going to help curb corruption? How is it going to change our political landscape? The NDC have set a standard. We need to push that standard. We need to make sure, say, we force the other political parties, especially the NPP, which is filled with people with corrupt money. People who only think, say, Samikutesika and are relevant. Because today, they are all rallying around Brian Champon, Bawumia, and Kennedy because Omuosika to give to the so-called delegate dogs to share and come give us bad leadership. And this is the time we need to sit and say, the difference between the NDC and the NPP is very clear. The NDC has shown maturity. They have shown, say, Ghana Democrats, and to me, I don't care about the disciplinary committee. I don't care about it is the party's decision. They will have to find a solution to that problem. But at least they have been able to tell us Ghanaians that it's a party that does not rely on sika, does not rely on people sharing money to take power. And if we all hold these political parties accountable to these things, we will have a country whereby we will have genuine, legitimate people leading us as a nation than bringing raccoons, drug addicts, corrupt, crazy people in the MPP sharing money like mad dogs with diseases. We saw it. We witnessed it. And nobody in Ghana can tell me, say, what we witnessed under the MPP, time and now we are primaries, what we witnessed was nothing. We all saw it. He could not speak against it because that is how the NPP politics, they are not ready to change. They are not ready to change the way they do their politics. And so we need to applaud this government. In fact, we need to applaud this president. We need to applaud the leadership of parliament. We need to applaud the NDC as a political party. They are changing our politics. They are making it more cleaner. They are really showing us maturity. Actually, Jimmy, and you have a problem with. This is the change you have been looking for. A party, its leadership, is able to boldly say, we think this election did not go the way it was supposed to go. Legitimately, we think some things were off and that it should be annulled. Some people have even raised issue of the primaries being annulled. This is a big deal. Can the NPP do that? Can the MPP with the JHS delegates, can they do that? These are foolish people we are not supposed to pay attention to. And if we want to have a conversation, this is a conversation we need to have now. This is a conversation that will change the face of our politics. We have been screaming since 1992. Your politics, Sika Seno, your politics, Sika Seno, your politics, Sika Seno. And they are a political party that has taken the step, the bold step, to speak against its own party members about some of the conduct that they believe goes against what we Ghanaians we stand for and what the party itself stand for. Why are you not happy about this? This is the conversation we need to be having. This is the most important thing Ghana Brabum after 60-something years in our history. Let's not joke with this. From today, you will say NDC changing your politics for the better. Almost standard, almost maturity. The way they understand politics now, MPP for they are still foolish. Metumabo videos bear 30 waha. Videos bear 30. Brian Champon, Bawumia, Kennedy Japan, Omu Chesika last week, yeah. We all saw it. We all saw the videos. None of the people in the NPP, not a single dwarf or a pet was able to speak against it. Now, Yenya party bolder. We should be happy. So I am very happy about this. The NDC should take their time. They should investigate the matter. They should come to that conclusion. NDC is a matured party. It's a party that is ready to protect our democracy. It's a party that is unique. And that other lesser parties like the NPP, they need to learn from the NDC. And from day one, NDC, they have always taken the lead. They have always been the leaders. They have always shown maturity in their decision-making, in their conferences, in their party decisions. You have seen it. Right now, when you look at the leadership of the NDC and look at the leadership of the NPP does not even have, they don't even have a chairman. So it's a party full of piglets who still believe, say, they are entitled to fool on the streets of Ghana. That's their problem. But this is a life-changing thing for Ghana as a nation. So be percent or who's a Ghana mature this, because the question the person will ask is, so is this coming from the same political party that is in power? Say yes. and their own people went for primaries and the party is speaking against it, yes, that shows that the party has arrived. The NDC is about 30 years ahead of the MPP. And this alone should tell you that. In Ghana, Saturday, let's not underestimate it. Let's not see this as a normal thing. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. Ghana history, this is a big deal. So let's not underestimate this, please. Very important. All right, let's move forward. Now, this is also another story. We've spoken about it. VALCO, last week I say, this VALCO matter, realistically, VALCO needs over $700 million. $700 million to work at full capacity, VALCO. Now, this something is happening. VALCO workers are demanding the resignation of GIADEC CEO Randolph Chumesi Ankra, accusing him of mismanagement and exaggerating losses to justify government investment plans. Now, local union chairman Tete Samuel Watchman Ajiman urged the president to dismiss him, saying attempts to engage him have failed. And yes, workers are more VALCO. Omunina Boamano say, man, or the leader of GIADEC. In fact, GIADEC, omuye basically in charge of government shares when it comes to VALCO. Into VALCO, shares womb. GIADEC, omujine muma buying shares, protect it. Now, workers now more VALCO, and yes, yechre. Oyechere nyina ne se de oyechere ne se omsi leader na oda GIADEC na no Mr. Randolph no omse Mr. Randolph no or misinforme. Now the oye ne se VALCO ekana VALCO ebo no or ma ekana ehuhu send ye be ya aban ede eye strategic investors beba on board. Tio VALCO workers no omsi omko demonstration in the adentra omse eye Mr. Randolph GIADEC no on the down no na aban shares nom handle no workers ni leader no odi workers dey ekwa demonstration almost say omo jatum se VALCO aboka omo jatum se omo working conditions nye omo jatum se VALCO no is not making any profit but the embom adentina Mr. Randolph no mana yehu magana fo hu se VALCO negu between you workers and myself here we all know say VALCO egu. Now, the person who is behind this is the CEO. Last week, me say, obi onipebia oba block investors from coming to invest in VALCO. Strategic investors coming to invest in VALCO. No, now Sanipan is making some money out of VALCO. Because recently, say the workers of VALCO, they were demonstrating, say, salary working conditions in here. The Ben Namo said the CEO of VALCO. Demonstration say now what the CEO is doing in the say strategic investor no eba mua na so the sika be VALCO mua things will have to change. Now strategic investor coming to invest in VALCO does not mean say they are going to fire anybody. In fact, in the first place, when you read the MOU between the strategic investors and the VALCO, and it doesn't talk about laying off anybody. So one, it means job security. Everybody's job is protected. Secondly, it means say you people, the new contract, it is going to the improvement in your working conditions is going to go high because Nippon this no obe make sure say for you to make sure your output ejuma na moye no the beba out in the revenue it will basically be worth the security be it when you study what is happening at VALCO the CEO now VALCO is working 100% now say capacity is working only 20% at its capacity. What is happening is CEO only group of people they are using VALCO as a private company. Ejuma VALCO yana sikaka kreba no eno no de show mo and they have been doing this for years sir. They are making millions. It is the same way they did to Tor. Oh tama oil refinery na no. The reason why Intiana Napo empese e beton Tor and I say, Yabema investor Abem to come and do what? Invest in Tono. And all the NPP energy sector ministers mobile. The reason was that they were using Tor as a cash cow. Inti Napo, omo di Ghana so Kennedy Japan mo ba wo miamu ne kufu adomo no. Na Tor eye containers and as tanks na hono na omo de omankasa fuel ba na omo de store. Because the moment Tor starts to work, sa containers no and I say tanks no, Tor will need it to store its own fuel in it. In Tinapomo, they did everything possible to stop investors coming in to invest in Tor. And anything that they be able to say under MPP, investors investor for Frobiaba Ajegu, it was deliberate because the more they keep Tor dysfunctional. And I say, people are able to use Tor air tanks as a tank farm. Diesels near there and store. It is the same thing happening at Valco. Now, what the CEO is doing, and say he's using the workers as the shield. He is making the workers think he's fighting for them. In real life, the workers are not getting paid less. Their working condition is bad. They are not getting anything out of Valco, but the CEO is making money out of Valco because CEO no be complaining say all the incentives that Ebeko Lejumem Emaninya de also nyano yenji ba kumpom frimu. He is being paid fully. So why he said the CEO or no CEO no, he doesn't want Valco to work at its full capacity so that a lot of people will be employed and those who are already currently employed at Valco no almost conditions be better. Now the question here is the CEO of Tor of Valco, can he raise $700 million in any serious jurisdiction, any serious country? The first person can be Pamono, any the CEO. He has failed. As a CEO, your job is to bring in the revenue. However you bring it, nobody cares. That is why you are the CEO. That is why the salary you are paid, you need to think. You need to be able to be proactive. Also na wuyi Valco every area ahuchirem wona wutumi adwene ema Valco etumi nyamfaso na wuti Valco na Valco area enye adwuma Valco egu ya pe $700 million na wuntumi raise $700 million you are still insisting say so obi the $700 million ba mama yam penny. Are you crazy? Na just say we that means you the CEO of Valco, you are a thief. So what he is doing is he is basically inciting the workers against Gaidec because the fact of the case is say Gaidec no omo representing Edian are buying no shares of Valco. So what the government wants to do now is that the government doesn't have $750 million sitting in a bank. The government needs investors to come in, pump $750 million because at the end of the day, Valco is on our land. Valco belongs to us. People who are going to work at Valco are Ghanaians. So the strategic partner now, Gaidec is leading this conversation. Gaidec just wants Ghanaians to get more jobs because when $750 million is pumped into Valco, obviously they are going to employ more people. When $700 million is pumped into Valco, Ghana is going to basically benefit from Valco because still now Valco be producing, the local market is there to absorb it, and even our neighboring countries. So who in their right senses will say, I am against a strategic investment and a strategic investor bringing $750 million. Abroad, there is a CEO who cannot even raise $100 million. The CEO sitting at Valco, he cannot even raise $50 million. So why is he blocking that? The CEO should be out there advocating for an investor, advocating for strategic investors, taking over Valco or partnering with the government to build Valco. But the CEO is basically now behind these workers, inciting them against Gaidec that is bringing in an investor. It is Sanyo Manyoma Weno, anytime we catch the government of the day. The CEO needs to be sacked. The CEO has failed. He is not going to help us. He is using a Valco ejuma equals to 20% kakreye ejuma ODD on any parties NHS Kennedy. The CEO is avoiding forensic audits. He should avail himself on personal audits. When they call high profile meetings, no I call for IT guy betting him. He does not want to open Valco books, and he's behind some of these workers hungry or once, and musika say, Mukwe demonstration. We as a nation, we need to take decisions. So you do that point, say John Mahama, any NDC for take a serious decision and can then Tor and can you operational. Today, Tor is working because a government came into office and said Tor needs to work. Tor ejuma oyeno, and been ama petrol buako form. Tor ejuma na omo yeno enu bi na ama u petrol akofom enti sa Valco start ejuma nyoma Valco be produce na mosumu di edi ejuma no edwo no be kofom. So why are we sitting here engaging or entertaining the CEO building this unnecessary tension and coup in Fasobia so. The CEO needs to be sacked. The CEO is a thief. He does not have Valco any interest, baby. Valco na odi ayan cash cow or the riska. Mr. President, with all due respect, we need the strategic investors now. They need to come and take over Valco. They need to come and straighten things up. They need to come open it up and allow and recruit more Ghanaians to get work. Because Abanwe, you people told us your main purpose or your main aim is to get a lot of Ghanaians. You need to put them to work. So we expect this government to make this happen quickly. But before this happens, the CEO of Valco needs to be audited. That guy has chopped so much money with this guy. Osro said, let me tell you why he's scared. The CEO of Valco, right? The moment strategic investors come in, they are going to audit him. That is his fear. Because strategic investor now all this $750 million obey forensic audits. And Sana or pump $700 million. Now, audit now, the CEO knows the damage he has caused at Valco. On himself, on jail. So that is why he has built this firewall. He wants to prevent the government and private investors collaboration. With this get to the point Osro, because Obienu obedi $750 million beba obeka say me ba na mabetu sika na gum obehwehwe de akoso obehun bebi a mo kan free obehun bebi a sibia e kan ba ye nipa obo ka no, and the CEO is the first culprit. Into all these things happening, it is the mastermind of the CEO of Valco. And now, unim, amago chetia journalist phobi kakakrasa monka samaye na monka se guy de kinino guy. That guy has done nothing. He is representing government interest and any interest. The guy, your friend Randolph Chumesina or Giadek CEO no, the interest, President Mahama interest, Aban interest and any interest. So how can he go against the interest of the government? He is there because of the government. He is getting paid because of the government. So why would he try to prevent the government interest? Why would he try and stop the government interest? Because government interest never power. So why would he stop government, the Abema government? So the guy is there to help the government, for the government to make revenue. The reason why CEO no pitchy the workers against Giadek CEO no say. Onimse Giadek CEO no is basically trying everything possible to convince government say we will need a strategic partner. Into Nigerian say so to me getting rid of Giadek CEO now nobody will be able to lead that charge. But Giadek CEO is looking at a bigger picture, the long-term thing. He's looking at Valco working at its full capacity. Why are we sitting here? The same thing he said to Juma. And Kebetuma Tnaha, I am a Todie, and a Todie, and a Kwame Nkrumah, and a Todie. And so a president came and made a decision. Now, this young lawyer at Tor, the CEO of Tor, see the work he's doing. Now, Bilim Sagana Niba, I was a Tenny, ever to change Tor, Emande, Tor, Juma 24 hours. No, Tenny Bau, and he has 10 Tor. Tor is making money for you and I. Why can't we do the same for Valco? Why is the CEO doing this? The CEO is a criminal. And immediate action needs to be taken. Because yes, so CEO so holding kwasiasem, creating unnecessary tension, blocking a government investment. That guy needs to be sacked. The question is, you and I, who has $700 million sitting there to invest in Valco? Do you have $700 million? The CEO, no? Does he have $750 million? Has he been able to raise even $100 million? And at this point, Nanko's CEO should be briefing us that he has been able to raise $900 million and that is better than $750 million. The guy has raised zilch. He's raised nothing. He's being paid every month, getting all the perks. And this guy is still trying to block Ghana. He's blocking us. Why are we allowing just one person, a greedy man who has stolen from Valco, blocking a whole country and its citizenry from getting work to do? And I believe, say, this Valco matter, the government should take it serious. In the shortest time, they should deal with this matter, bring in some strategic investors, which we know they are already talking to. Let them pump the money in there. The CEO is a criminal. Now, this story is very important. Abose Okan spare part dealers threaten 1 week strike over 20% VAT. Mijujum. Mama min take a sip kakra. Mama min take a sip kakra. Mama min take a sip nani panche. A little sip, a little sip. Fanta na no bo num za no akodu mu na de ogwa ko tata blade eyi wa bodwe no wo de akoto Fanta tata blade ogwa ko tata blade eyi wa bodwe atete wa bodwe ho ma wa fresh boy no se buko mbanku no wo de akoto Fanta ebo wonum to na wo ti B29 economy for so bro menzano wo ti eyi 66k ana wo ti 92b 92b for obi etwaso for sikano koto tata blade de fa yi wa bodwe na woni mu nna ho no wo de akoto Fanta e na wo bo wonum eta what economy what economy muda economy for ehia mu bruta se say 2027 and 2026 bronya yi obi to take 2025 or 28 December 2025 o wachem for and otia plenty ke say de wakwaje ntoma po a otia ne kaka eyase ntoma abuofuru kanko asema gire dipa now omienko edi Fanta for now spare part for assembly wa ha me be say me de me sakan kakra bi because we are doing some work there me maka me say aban we e also ye bibia boa obia e also aban we they also ye bia ma Ghana for ye ho hinhan ye bia also ye but you see I also ye careful as a people aboso kan debia aboso kan has become another political space in Ghana politics. Some people are using aboso kan to destroy a lot of good things. A bit me aboy a spare part sector and as economy no. And yama ye ni shedan ko. And you see every day there yetia a one-way story from aboso kan aban sisiye. There's never been a day aboso kan for abeka kire say we die yesu ye tu ye ho ache de ama aban. It is always debia aban sisiye. The story has been one way from day one. There's never been a day aboso kan for say yesu ye party nyina. Now you see this story. So we study aboso kan for sa no omo dane the political ghetto. And what they are doing in say political parties ewurem and I say aban bi ba ko no ye adepa. What happens in say your group bi wo ma they find means to make it look like say aban is sisi omo. Senka abosio kan ho. Senka de omo ye ho no nka omo nya mfaso a anka egu dada. Abosio kan Juma de bi omo di ni ho no senka mfaso ma anka egu. And I would like to say this honestly. Edu sometime they have the right to say the things they say because ebu wana nyome bi koswa ebia enkoye momo. We were here and I'm complaining about foreigners taking over their market and a whole lot of things. And some of the arguments they raise, it's laudable enough for you to side with them because your Ghana for they also need to occupy the space and also make sure say Jumadi bi omudin or Aboso kan ho no or other spare parts dealership areas no almost they benefit from the Jumadi omudi. Sometimes some of the arguments they make or grievances they put across no they are very important laudable I was saying but there's something creeping in. Some people are turning Aboso Kan into a political ghetto. And what they are doing, and they say, there are people who are Aboso Kan betuya tax, betuya VAT. And every time a government comes to power, now or start to say or question about how they pay their VAT, how they pay taxes, what nyomana, tona, omunya somfasona. What they do is they quickly quail in, create a gang and attack the government. And that is what we are seeing right now at Aboso Kan. Not all of them, but there's a group no. Now, do you know, say, Saadia we are Aban and Senya, Omasom Bebrebe Eka or Ghana say, Aboso Kan, na Aban 20% VAT. We don't go to me, yes, sir, Mamenchro. The Ghana Revenue Authority for extra letter command Aboso Kan for. And catch say, Mujumadi Mudin Ohono. In fact, do you know, say, there's an office at Aboso Kan. And was say, sa office no, Omujumadi Omudin say, from Ghana Revenue Authority no, Omutimi checking the books of every Aboso Kan occupant. Obia or Tonton spare parts Obiano. GRA actually created office or where it was say a showman kratem. Do you know that? Majority of you minim. You know what's happening there? Some people at Aboso Kan now, you see this document. Mami enlarge no. Na kwa siebin kase Kevin Taylor kofa ne girlfriend letter. Now, who read the document where? Mami sure the document him. GRA PO Box 3419 digital address GA 1770942. The managing director, Kingdom Auto Part Company Limited, Accra. Tin number na no. Now, she letter no. Letter na. You will see, dear sir or madam, letter of introduction to conduct issue-based audits on VAT returns filed till date. Ti head no and letter we no GRA na chirokoma Aboso Kan for. It is hard now what to say. Abansi metia tax. There are some people at Aboso Kan for a very long time. Omun record VAT, omun tia VAT. Not all of them, but they are gang bi wo ho de omo ye no. To the moment obo say aban pese obehwe omo nkratem no no mo kriti eye kasabia to sister no to say aban is cheating them. But you see, the omo ye di sie Ghana no. Say aban we decide say obey forensic eye de VAT eye checks ewo Aboso Kan. Majority of omo Aboso Kan ometom storm in 24 hours. Now I'm reading the letter and show. And this letter was sent on the 2nd of February 2026. A few years. Now read the letter. I'll say letter of introduction to conduct issue-based audits on VAT returns filed till date. It's GRA for say omo de eya enkaya bro mo say omo pese omo Aboso Kan na afei omo hwehwe mo amotonton spare parts mo nkrata mo VAT no. Ye be audit mo na ehu se VAT na ankasa no mutua. Now, you read it there. GRA for Eddie share letter the Muankasa. Or say the following officers have been assigned to conduct an issue-based audits on your VAT returns filed with the Ghana Revenue Authority. And Ghana Revenue Authority show letter I'm say, yedin kofobi ba Aboso Kan. The omo be say, omo be hwehwe mo nkrata emu. Senya Movat no, motia ebesi mpempenso ese motia yepese yehwese obi etua ne vata. So they nyabone. They want to know. GRA wants to know. And what short letter ma Aboso Kan for say, yeah, the officers say ba. Because what is happening is say there's an office at Aboso Kan, but these people are not at the end of the day filing their VAT. They are not filing their audit. So office ni siwo ena omu twa fa ho midjom. Now Desmond Nate or supervisor obekobi, Mohammed Abdul Karim onoso ebekobi, ena Isaac Tay Ago Nene and I say Nene onoso ebekobi. These are the 3 officers Ghana Revenue Authority say or senya babo so kind. Now for the audit exercise, kindly make the following document available. And GRA say your officers neba na sa exercise no be conducted or aboso kind no. Mo ma sa documents when you're ready. Send them ba adwuma no be easy amomo. Easy as that. Documents be say aboso kind for enyen ready. Na officers neba be check your VAT books. Obi anka so obi awie ska. Obi anka so obi abokro no. Emrate or say hwe obi anka temu hwe VAT a otua ne ade. Now, document VAT bond. VAT books. VAT input document, bank statement, purchase card, copy of VAT certificate, any other document relevant for the audit. Please accord the team the necessary support and cooperation in the conduct of the exercise. It was signed by Maxwell Na. Inti Sausha. From the day na, omunya hint to say, the Ghana Revenue Authority, the officers ba aboso kind, to come and check their books and almost start the agitation. Abain sesiano yakwa abain GVAT to be 20%. They know, and I will urge the government, the GRA, they need to make this happen. Ghana for your person who VAT and kofotiano de aboso kind. And you see, there are people at aboso kaya, they pay their VAT. They pay everything. There's a clique, there's a group, that is what they do. Now, they knew this letter was going to come. They had a hint of it. This is what they did. They quickly went through Guta and released his statement way. Remember, my mention idea, the letter that GRA sent to Aboso Kain, that they are sending 3 officers, Baho, Abeyesa, audit, it was on the 2nd of February. Now, see something. You see, on the 29th of January, and quickly, Gutaf will release this statement way. So you see, they wanted to release their statement before GRA releases the officers to go and check their VAT. Because you see, what they do, and they say, they always try to be proactive in a weird way. And Sana abaning taking move to come and look in their books. No, Omudin can call it foul. And Sana Edian abaning take initiative. No, and you see petition now. Usha letter na the Honorable Minister, Ministry of Finance, and a good of watcher letter comma Finance Ministry 29th, 22nd. Not on the 2nd of February. GRA for the officers seba. Now petition for urgent review of the new value-added tax system. Now you see. They know that when a GRA bar, officers in the bar, they are going to check their VAT. Suddenly, they are talking about the new VAT system. We have been in this country. We all know the new VAT system abandoned by. When the government took out the e-levy, there was a new format abandoned by. In the past, they were having this flat charge. We all know about this. Right now, the government came in and it's like, we are going to look at respective products or items being shipped in and that the VAT will apply. So it is not new. How comes that suddenly Guta has a problem with the VAT system? They want the government to relook at it. Into Finance Minister Bekasa, because they knew that on the 2nd, the GRA was going to release a statement that officers are coming to Aboso Kain to come and check their books. So we need to force Aboso Kain to open their books. After they open their books, we can have a conversation about VAT. Now, when you read this letter, which I didn't want to read because it's going to take a lot of our time, but let me read a little bit of the letter from Guta to the Finance Ministry. I'm going to say, we, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Guta, register our serious concern about the genuine challenges our members will face with the new VAT system, and as a result, appeal to your good office to, as a matter of urgency, review it for easy compliance and administration. Now, despite the willingness of our members to comply, the system is cumbersome for most of them, especially with the computation, identifying inputs and outputs, as well as treatment of transactions. Now, the issue, what they are trying to say, so who study, who read the letter no release here, finance ministry, and say, ta VAT no. How to do it, it's cumbersome, complicated. Ni ding, the computerization, no, and how they are going to write it out. I'm members in so this is nothing. You see what they are doing? They are basically muddying the waters. They are basically calling, making it look like they are basically at the receiving end, and that is what they do. A business normally here. It's simple. Open your books. Let the government come in with its officers to look in your books. In fact, in the GRA letter, things to make ready. Nyoma amumfanguo ansana officers naba. Say obo ejuma na ucha VAT na bibia ye kroji na statement nyina on pointer. Why would you have a problem with that? Inti what I would suggest and say, Aboso Kanfo, we have no problem with you people. We respect you people a lot. We want your leadership to go back and tell make your books available. After GRA does its audit, then we can talk about the VAT. If you think the VAT is high, GRA is open for discussion. They can sit with you, the finance minister can sit with you and trash these things out. But you don't want to open your books and you want to negotiate. It doesn't work like that. Because we need to build this nation. We need to get revenue from all these small VAT we are collecting to build the nation. You don't want to open your books, but you want to do what? You want to negotiate. You don't do that. You are basically telling Ghana for say, hey, Jimmy, open your books first. After we are done looking into your books, we can discuss the VAT. Whether it's cumbersome, the computing system, the output and input is so complicated, we can sit. The finance minister is a reasonable gentleman. The GRA boss is a reasonable gentleman. They will sit with you. They will meet you at a point that is convenient enough and reasonable enough for you to do your business, for the government to also be okay. So why is Aboso Kan, spare parts dealers failing or not willing to open their books? Ochina, yebebu some question way. Until you guys open your books, nobody's going to open room for discussion or engagement with you people. Because I some more fire say Jimmy. And I want to state this, and but there are some of them. So it's as simple as that. Aboso Kan, open your books. Aboso Kan dealers, open your books. Abani say, obey here VAT books, obey here. Let me enlarge it. The government says it will need your VAT books, your VAT input document, your bank statement, your purchase card, your copy of VAT certificate, and other documents be here. Make those books, documents available. Let the government officers come in. Where are you preventing them? Then you are using this as a destructive mode. And that is something they have been doing for years. Until you people open your books, nobody's going to sit with you guys and negotiate on anything. If VAT is high, we get it. But open your books first and let us see how much you are making. Let us see how much you are making from the things you are selling. When we get to know your margins, your profit margins, we will get to know whether we have to look at the VAT or we don't have to look at it. It was as simple as that. You see, I know sometimes, Mama Fire say Jimmy for. There are some people, good for my catch was a good for them go. Majority of me are cromfo. They play on us. They use obviously a Jimmy. And I've heard tomorrow you guys are going to meet the finance minister or something. You need to talk about your books. Mumbia munkratem officers neba obianya ninkrata ready. Nianhwe VAT no sign na mutia. You are not paying, but you want reduction. We are working on something at Aboso Kan, but the documents be abechiremo. Omo omuntia VAT kra for about 10 years. Omuntia bi da. Your uncle for Aboso Kan about 10 to 15 years omuntia VAT da. Omuni VAT receipt kra omuni bi. And you know the amount of money they make? Me say, me ba be expose bi wa ha e Aboso Kan. There are some people at Aboso Kan Oma ton nyoma be 10 years ni. omuntu VAT da. Yes. And they make millions. And I'm going to publish all of these guys on my books, you know. I am going to show you to Ghana. Now, the amount of money they make, some of them, I imagine, say, they don't even still want to pay VAT. Some people are making 100 times, million times VAT, you know, but they don't want to pay. Because you see, so Aboso Kanya, GRA should be office or what? Side Jumadi and also office, they don't mind them. They don't even give a shit about them. And intina, yes, any officers now, you see, almost saying, so, sir, 20% VAT is a distraction. They want to mess the conversation up. But this is the real issue. I was so kind for Ochinamunya press conference. Now, mon can't say, Munamuya was so kind for no, mu books in now ready. A buying bramble or the Timo, near who will be to VAT. Or yet, they are not going to do it because most of them don't pay the VAT. We'll be back on this matter. Now, you are so kind. Now, this is one interesting story and the Ubiati. Obi said my ex is working at GRA. Now can be some cast way. Mamika bin chirawo. Do you people know say Oma Hene Kobna Sante? Do you people know say Oma Hene Kobna Sante? Neyiri eye juma Maritime Authority. Yeah. And the MPP dey no share. The position na ede man krampo no, she does not deserve to be at that position. Oma Hene Kobna Sante. Ghana Maritime Authority. Ehona neyiri juma. Do you know? And do you know what Oma Hene Kobna Sante ede neyiri eye Maritime Authority? But neyiri ID baba, me den baba chiramo. She was jammed, Neyiri no. Opa ochina no pombe tena reduce nka se meboa. Neyiri no. Ya de ne ba Maritime Authority. Position awo no, ye jump no be 4 times. She does not deserve where she is now. Oma Hene Kobna Sante and the MPP and Otam Neyiri ede ne kwatena Maritime Authority. Obra ochina obombe kan se meboa. And intina ochi sa ka na ochi Lexus no, Neyiri ena under MPP gapoha omutwi femu. Kobna Sante. Momu ya ebeji mu Japadie nyina gu bolem. Me minimum me ensama minimum no. Se me ka 10% mu nyina mu bedem. Oma Hene Kobna Sante na yiri adwuma Maritime Authority. Na yiri na commit a crime bi a ho. Eni senka Maritime Authority no kra otena ho. I want Oma Hene Kobna Sante to dare me. And you know the funny thing? Oma Hene Kobna Sante and neyiri konaive. I'm telling you to blackmail people. Oseme boa. Oyire ne seme boa. Both fruit, Oma Hene Kobna Sante no tia sempa no. Da be na mote so aka Maritime Authority for asem. Na yire ho na yire adwuma. And the kufu na yire ko share ho. Yeah. Do you know what is happening in Ghana? Omo mu samu nyina magimi. Me say Oma Hene Kobna Sante one na yire. They connived to blackmail somebody. Omo wie no me kase me kan ban hina a story one na yire no cookie story no omo ya story ni wi a Oma Hene Kobna Sante nka na story no omo dia koma blogger na blogger ne dia koma a newspaper na publish na Oma Hene Sante atena sempa discuss it. Yeah. Na yire ye adwuma Maritime Authority. Mesemu ya meji mu Japadie nyina de gu bolem. Mo sa ngora moti radio so ne Paul Adomo cha nkwasafo no. Meji mu Japadie nyina meboabo anu me begu bolem. Ne betwaja atum. Because mo nyina mo nka no kore. Mo nyina mo ya azafo. Asema mu nya abutre o be se keti asema nya abutre me say ochira mu musa ntan yiri adwuma wen. There qualification and yere de call a Maritime Authority. Mumusano. Kobna Sante. Ne yiri adwuma wen. Me say o adwuma Maritime Authority. Ghana Maritime Authority. Mumusan say qualification be na yere de call ye. And the MPP, why na di ne yiri anim amekofa na yiri adwuma a ye jump na yiri to that position. Mumusano. These are corrupt people. The member ye mo no. Me nan say me nti on say be penifo nyoma ka first na bisa na. Now look at this. Asenso Boache. Why ni tisa bontua. Unim bontua. Asante for bontua ni bi. Obeko eye edwaye na sikona ehon black bi an na e de champion fake crash ho na e de support tia no an eye edwaye na de sinchen. Ni ti ohwe le kon a se obatan kuraba handle. Asenso Boache say on den call for a press conference. E dey a press conference or say Minorities Ashanti Regional Caucus. Mo na me go to mfuni mas. Mo na mo go to mfuni mas no. Mo ne kotoko, mo MPP MPs ene kotoko. Mo na mo go to mfuni mas. Asenso Boache an kon se batan bontia. O abata bontia rutumi so say e kire kese no de esono na ebi obebiem but de ketewa ba no na why black bi. Why no kon se batan bontia. Mo Ashanti MPP caucus no mo ne Asante Kotoko Football Club mo na mo go to mfuni mas sankofo mienu we mo MPs na Jimmy ena Kotoko so asa mo na mo go to mfuni mas ene ntia na ana otumfo kura na ne bu afu no ho sometimes
mo de Kotoko nko na egumen mas we wiase ma Kotoko mo de Kotoko nko na egumen mas we wiase ma mo de Kotoko nko na egumen mas we wiase ma Kotoko
Asante for MPs any Asante Kotoko Football Club omo no mugu na nini mase e omo asankofo mienu no Kotoko na sa Kotoko Football Club omo hwie the penalty be no mbobbo ena omo MPs no omo MP parliament omo ejimi hwade bi Asenso Boache ne battalions ne ka. I want to say Minorities Ashanti Regional Caucus chastises government's decision to reduce Swami interchange from 4-tier to 2-tier. Describes move as deliberate attempt to sabotage development in the region. Sabotage development in the region. Mumyango tia Asenso Boache ene nanone kasa ene brofo. Mese mo hwa ne kon ene ni ti. I say oba time bentua.
Want to deal with why Kumasi deserve better. Kumasi, as you all know, is Ghana's second largest city, serves as a strategic national transit hub, transportation modal hub, continues to experience rapid growth in population and vehicle ownership. Shortchanging Kumasi on a project of this scale is technically indefensible, economically unwise, and politically unjust. In conclusion, we want to emphasize that the Swami Interchange project was conceived as a long-term solution, not a short-term compromise. The Ashanti Caucus of Parliament therefore calls on government to restore the original 4-tier design of the Swami Interchange project, reprioritize funding to complete the project as designed and planned, and engage transparently with Parliament and the people of Kumasi and Ashanti region in general on the way forward. Kumasi deserves infrastructure that reflects its national importance, not half solutions justified by selective constraints. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your attention. I want to deal with why Kumasi deserve better. Kumasi, as you all know, is Ghana's second largest city, serves as a strategic national transit hub, transportation modal hub, continues to experience rapid growth in population and vehicle ownership. Shortchanging Kumasi on a project of this scale is technically indefensible, economically unwise, and politically unjust. In conclusion, we want to emphasize that the Swami Interchange project was conceived as a long-term solution, not a short-term compromise. The Ashanti Caucus of Parliament therefore calls on government to restore the original 4-tier design of the Swami Interchange project, reprioritize funding to complete the project as designed and planned, and engage transparently with Parliament and the people of Kumasi and Ashanti region in general on the way forward. Kumasi deserves infrastructure that reflects its national importance, not have solutions justified by selective constraints. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your attention.
This is where my problem is. So I'm for any PZ for the kind of what you say. Mami jujume ni nyina ntia ho ase na nakora gina home na menkyerem. Eye asenso buachi a oye Kumasi mantem eye bantemafo eye MP anase somafo anase eye member of parliament Nana Dankwa Kufuado eye na abreso na oye minister of Edian eye housing. Eye asenso buachi ni nyonkofo mu ye Kumasifo so omuso eye MPs sebio abochenku ewo nkramemu na aseme dom adu nyina na asenso buachi eyi brofo etutu brofo abasa echichiri nyina ne se wose eye Kumasi swame ye kwan bi wo ho omate se eye NDC aban sa ekwan na omoye no sebio broni fre bibi 40 na se ekwan no enwan no ho enan enemu nan na ze ka ne fa soro ba kwa na be fa sector na be fa second na be fa third one na ekọ omo se omatete se eye swame kwan na ye be ye na eye 40 kwan no omo asantefo MPs omo won kran encheye afi ba akokura ntwemu na omo commission flower pot won kran asenso buachi obe commission flower pot asenso buachi onu gina nkran etwitwa akwan mu se we kwan we de munye ekwan we de munye sika ebeye we de nye sika ebeye wanya ebi sika bi otuni wie ba akumienu bi ekotwemu won nkran ma enkranfo boje no so no infie wotwe omotena Ghana so no so amekwan no awmanye ende okachira santefo se omote se ekwan na eye NDC fo se omobeye na omobeye ni nyina no eye abronsan nan no se sia omate se NDC fo so omobete so na abronsan mienu nti omonte ase na okasemu no ose obi anim se Kumasi de Ghana de oba ene ni kuro a eso a edi akra echi onfere asanteni ba onfere o sabi na no ka se eye Kumasi no ene ni ekura eso a edi enkran echi watena ba mu fie wotwe na kan fie wotwe sabio enifrafo kwa na nka omo ye soame na anke kufo na nususo nsuo ni ba wo mi agimigimi we enti nka kwan we nka mo ntuma anya amasoamefo na de eya asefem wa asem we mu nyina nse we nya akukuduro ka kire Kumasifo nse ekwan na ya anya no ekwan na mumu bi mokoto abate se nwan ekwan na mokọ abrefo a ekufo de bedi matam se momfam kwase anko manto ama MPP a emfa no ho no saa so amekwan na ya anya no omo ka kire mo se NDC se omo beye na embom omo bete so aba eye tutie na omo se omo nya fo ni nyina amamo enti omo se mo mpre omo won kran wa sha corset ai no konso bodua na se obu asantefo so asantefo agimi udi mokodi nchini atena ban mu fie wotwe asantefo de hye ahema maamefo ne penifo enkwara kosalai eto aba ma MPP se nwan ade na mo pa ne se ye kwan e wo soame na ka mbo nipa na mo ye dwuma soame ne mfuturo nku nipa na obi wo becha odadema mfuturo nkoku akwara ne ye kwan keke saa nkwasiafo nyina tu betra nkan no mugu agya ntrafo to se immoa for infie watche 8 solid years saa kwaya ne konse benchia when tumini ne MPP a asantefo se de twa omofuruma no they could not construct a year swami interchange na de ya asefem ade wasemu emu ema etwa me nso mu ne se o ka kira asantefo se NDC fo na so omagimi yentafo no NDC fo na so omo ya nwonafo te se me maame no no NDC ne so mo de omo nim nyansa mo ye krobofo ahantafo omo ye domafo ye bonofo NDC for na yemu omo no omo de omo abeye na emmom omo se omo nya 4 no omo ye 2 or catch asantefo se ye ne MPP for ye ntiase na nka osenka nkofo omo du asanteme manka so mo de apia munim apia na nka so mo de sa omo na nka so asante emu ma ne mbrewa emu abeifo na nka so mo nyam apia na nka nkwasiafo se ba asante a na nka machi omo okejetia na mo de bentu ewura omo to na mo miegum omo agimi na so amisi wo e na omo kosi National Cathedral almost $100 million na mo asantefo san e na mo kwa asori e won National Cathedral e won kran asantefo ahemfo san e na kwa asori e okuma nkran asantefo maamefo san e na kokuma ase e kon kran e kon National Cathedral sorry omo tam $100 million omo din won kran sa $100 million no anke betumesi eye konfonochi asa esi eye den swame interchange nanso because omo mfere ade mu asantefo ebu mumunitia ebu ohene kase animtia nti omo da homu nsam ye nkurasefo into otenkran or your press conference obrofum sene be ya wa wote bantama wote swame wote kwabre wona wote PZ na wodi matem no onim se wonte brofo nti obu so ye kurasini nti o se NDC for be ya be ye na emo wo so mate omo nsaso nti ye ntiase kwasie ewo me ene ewo yen. They are two different things. Anything as Santifobu baby say, belonging to me and belonging to us are two different statements. Akwara ne ma metia ware ase. Sa akwara no oye dihye. Mo ye nkwasiafo ma. Mo ni munyansa. Ye de tumi hye mu nsem mfie wotwe. Ose chemen se bonsu kogina so ameka chem se ebini abro nsan ne yesi amamo. Mo ye ntwamoa. Mo ni munyansa. Nanka se munim nyansa kra na nkani se munya adwene bi kra mpo se mo be sa press conference we se mu bu asantefo ebu mahemfo ebu mahema ebu so mo so mani ate na mo tumi kenkan adwene te se nipa ka mo nya sa press conference we ka mo kogina nkran ye tam to me time na MPP wo power na asantefo MPs over 46 in our parliament e dey na mo de ye ajantra fo na mo gu o mo so won nkran moto dan kura monto no okumas na moto no won kran kasa akese na mudi egu nkran every se bebia munfru mahye no munho mo so mo yetete kwaafo ye nkurasefo mo embu asanteman antumi amfa nyanse bia ambekyekyerman no na obi bedi so e na nipa ne se saa interchange we ekwan kitinkiti bi da ho traffic a eku otumfo traffic a ema asanteman dwadie ekofom no enimenimu ya no ye betumi aye no 2 tier ana 3 tier na ama traffic na kofom na ye ekoye nimu a na ya ye 4 na eno wonti bi da NDC ankasa onyo NDC say enimenimu ya no asanteman ene omo fa soame e de kokodi dwaba no e wo se ye pekwan bi so na traffic ne so te na obi ho henha no enti se ye de 5 years na ebesi 4 tier na aden na yem for 2 years ana 1.5 years NC 3 tier na yenye kwan end that down na nipa ho henha no asensu buachine ne nkwase ntwapafo ejimifo adansan mu nipa ebeka kire se ye na yebetena so mfie wotwe ye mu asanteman ye mpa asanteman ye buomu nimtia ye ntiase enti nkamo ka we no na nka asanteman mebunu atom ho agu krom se enu nti yebeto amaba omia enti nkamo ye press conference we no na nka asantefo mebunu asantefo mrewa asantefo de imbesiriwa enkokora ahimani ahemfo enti omungu dwom se John Mahama ne na aban na ba se eye swamena MPP betena ho mfie wotwe infuturo ku nipa emu asanteman na ekufo de na konwa betena eye de otek edi kwabrefo atem no saa swame no ende yemeden tese NPP fo hu asantefo dodo se mo agimi ni ati kroma ena senso buachi John Mahama ne NDC focus omo be express way no mo de bia fa santemem asenso buachi we ya ne concept bentua obata bentua e ka se ompe mama omo mfa nkwa santemem osade gu krata so koma president Adentina wodi ekwan ni fa me krom. The MPP is full of pigs. These are stupid people. These are very foolish people. So what a road minister now? He made it clear, and this is what the road minister said. I say, Swami interchange reduced to 3-tier, not 2, due to Outer Ring Road initiative. I say, Sesia yeti nipa ewa Swami, ekwana ewa siye ye. Ewa se nipa uhihano. Ewa se omo mudi juma Swami. Ewu se ekwano eye juma. Se yesi ebesi no eye 4-tier. Na ye hwede ye kona yebetuma ye kwan bia deda ho ne aye 3-tier. Na Swami fofo ho ahiha omo enimanimu ya because eno ho sika na da ho a edie pa de bema MPP asantini ba odi moko di nchini a wagimi abeka se ye ntiase ye tam eye Ghana hye wonsa. We handed Ghana over to these piglets. Asantifo etwa adwajo asantifo de bia na omanu dem omo pa eye MPP chaw epa eye den obia chaw MPP mu se muntie eye den muntie eye ye kakra hospital mo beto ye mumbie ekwan a mo ye monye mubu asantifo so mo ye nkurasefo adan omo ma no egire da omo sim aye jere into omo hu ntwa te senkrafo ma sana mo kacha asantifo ma mo bie wan kacha mo so omo ye nkurasefo mo de yie no mo pe na mo de nkran na mo te na po aya asenso buache oseche mensa bonsu mo asantifo a yeto abama mo se mo nkofa puntuo mrefie no mfie wotwe mo de ekobo mo hwuo mu won kran ejimifo ma mo antumi amfa bibia mafie na de ope adepa akokotoko no wajimi ayetie no ha de ope adepa akokotoko no oyejimifo ba ayetie no de ope adepa akokotoko no ompe adepa ema ne ho ayetie no mu ye nwan entinka imebru nti omungurum engukrom ye demonstration ye ntiase the NDC will build Swami interchange. I am still no moment tiase. I know sometimes no I don't blame you. I am kakra no I am blame nana. Nana, it do some time one tiase ejimi for ya. Omo no mo mampuntu mafio nana. It do some time nana e osa wo kasem. Wo nana no ne bia jimi. Nana me do o chanchan hene ne me udo me e na me so me do makumem nana edu sometime bia na wode una wano asim say hey sa jimi we no edumi fam punto mafie ye nyina ye to aba ma mfie wotwe ede na obetumi de won say si so na won fere ade mu ade ubu asantefo sadien omuntumi nkenkan ana mubu om so mo ye nkwasiafo ana enti ade e won kran na afefefe no ebi ba kumase enye mo betena so mfie wotwe na nka sebio di frafo ko na mo di contract no mo anka mo ntumi nsi so ame no. Then you have the dirty, filthy, disgusting audacity to sheepishly, stupidly, ignorantly come and express your dumb idea that you don't agree. Such a Barbados and Bangladesh human diseases. Aman bro fwaba. Just say enkofo we ye Jimmy MPP for nimunyansa. Yetrani dio matama. I don't just say personal. E nyomo mo ye omo ni ye ni Jimmy bi no. And then ma ye use words now sometimes and you use it because these people are naturally foolish. They are naturally born stupid. Share press conference. Start press conference now.
Want to deal with why Kumasi deserve better. Kumasi, as you all know, is Ghana's second largest city, serves as a strategic national transit hub, transportation modal hub, continues to experience rapid growth in population and vehicle ownership. Shortchanging Kumasi on a project of this scale is technically indefensible, economically unwise, and politically unjust. In conclusion, we want to emphasize that the Swami Interchange project was conceived as a long-term solution, not a short-term compromise. The Ashanti Caucus of Parliament therefore calls on government to restore the original 4-tier design of the Swami Interchange project, reprioritize funding to complete the project as designed and planned. and engage
Mami
transparently.
no tete form no hwan. Mami bi tete form ho. O hwe video na mami bi tete ho. Your friend is saying, mo hwe video. Mami bi no tete ho no no tete. Hwe si bi mo serious. I some to twa kwatie e Mozambique. Hwe akwa na bodwe. I some to twa kwatie e Mozambique. Mami no tete form no hwan. Sa mami no tete form no.
Want to deal with why Kumasi deserve better. Kumasi, as you all know, is Ghana's second largest city, serves as a strategic national transit hub,
strategic national hub, transportation modal. Just say go for we. Say bi obi nuanum Kumasi. Mo to aba na ayana mu we nipa na. Ayana mo to aba na mu we o mo hwe ana. Nti ga se we de o ya santini ana ato aba ama no. Ayana mu we o mo nyansa kakra. Ayana sometimes mo beto aba din kabu say we nipa na ekukuo. Ayana sometimes yam fa santini nto nje. Ayana mu we o mo ana. I am on pay scale fancy school park so I'm gina so answer ya to aba ma ho. Wo mo jimi. 8 years old. Na Upper Regional under Bawumia na omo minister MPs power parliament na Asante Memu. Ba Upper Regional after 8 years omo eluzi pa in terms of infrastructure. Asante Memu. Into aye den ende in kokuo we be press conference. Into what is the motive? End game ne saying Asante for beti no mubu ofu. Into mubu no my dem to abama Bawumia. And I'm sorry I say asimesi nana say. Yes, na say or Bangladesh. Mesano be. And yes, na say or UN duties as electoral duties or Bangladesh or na say what say bibia Mesano be. Say na mama na say rest kakre. E die suni. Me sorry, yes, now say, go Bangladesh. Now say, oh Bangladesh, I will win you until the new wake a cry. Me sorry ya, yes na say ko Bangladesh, yes ya dey omo to aba ono ko solve a problem. Wo tia konyo na nka form. Wo ko solve Bangladesh for problem. Omo de pia be wo to, udi mo zanko follow. Omo de pia, uni pia. Omo de be wo to awo suntui. Mama Bangladesh na senda, mos na sen ko bra. Into when the time na say si play mu de ko Bangladesh. Play no team. No do so no ko. Play no team 2 minutes no Johnson no koba no bowa na at it some kwa na matam baggage way omoja Kevin Muade onu so banyini enyine benyini say go play nim can you give me coffee no Johnson no koba because enye de Johnson ye dem ni bia na say mo de na say ko Bangladesh o ko wada mo so Bangladesh wo na wona mbete mo kin na say no. Nana say. For my nana say, mame.
Hey. Cha 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 cha. Hey. Mama. Hey. Yata. Yata. Yata biloko. Yata. Yata nagai. Yata. Mama. Tuna mama. Hey. Cha 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 cha. Hey, mama, hey, yata, yata, yata biloko, yata, yata nagai. Hey, cha 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 cha. Hey, mama, hey, yata, yata.
Na say no. We muna the nanka form. I want the na say. Bangladesh yoko na say ohinu bon wa omo de pia unim pia omo de pia wo tu yo na ma yi baranzu unim baranzu omo say de twa wachi omo yo na ma yesei na ma sa wo suntu wo to so Bangladesh sa go follow almost an almost have show me a fucking. Unakobusa a Bangladesh ambassador. Hey, some have shown I have Fiana Omode moving on. That yes, I know that the alomi, my alomi, a triangle be so alomi din dibi. Oko Bangladesh vokum koyo mena me na say adibi o meya ono. Bangladesh vo wo de kone koyo wo so ade muna na wo to wonsa na hono so wo de eyi no koye bodyguard na okuta mu no koye na say wo nko a oh Mr. P, I can't move it oh Mr. P. Mr. S, I can't move it. Odi wakonya odi akwana okuta mu no sa wo ekufu ade kwana ne bodyguard din ne na the bodyguard so bodyguard bodi enkwase asema bedi ogana ha de na me just mo na munya nipa na president bodyguard eye hene na ohene no ono bodyguard na ono ohene no ogade ekufu ado ya sa mo bodam mu ai se munya mo bodam president ne bodyguard ne ohene na said the go for mo kwa na me hu say Ghana na ekufu ado ne ba omiam kwa mu say president wo bodyguard ne ohene and a bodyguard no watch ame and a chairman no so bodyguard and omo na ma say na say o na ohene no so president na etietia and a president no e bodyguard ne ohene and ohene no ono bodyguard no watch ame and ono no chairman no e bodyguard na omo saso am say na mo bodema Kofi na bodyguard e Kofi set time am ne say wa bro ni kokuma ase no set na bodyguard na o ya ne say Bamti ene ekufu ado ona twetwe mu an de ekosi okuma ase na say wa bro ni asem ne ka amante no say wa bro ni ka asem no o say omodwa Kevin de mo bodam mu use ekufu ado record adam kokofo na kokofo ado record papa bi ye be use ekufu ado record time ekufu ado di president no enkora na mo ba no na omode say wa bro ni fo a president jet no de kokuma ase omukọ eye na no mo kọ no ena omukoda otuufo guest house da na se de bia odin wom omukoda chancha hine na ekase na mensuro me fine me yi afa ho na mensuro me yi afa ho omukoda otuufo guest house na de ma se wabro ni bufu ye ne se na ade asa omodi de awie ade de omodi abenkwan ne ade inti na nsa ho bon kwan na ho nyina nyenyenyenyenyan inti se wabro ni de so girl ono wesi so no ho petre no ho den onyanyemre ena na oni nkofo di nkwana ka se the president go inside enti se wade onim signal se na nakwa also bi ko gene tata enti ade na nakwa ye no se wabro ni check kakra because no mo ye salary bi ama no on se waso de watena Canada kakra ono onidi ma nefu nhye odi kakra bi no de salary ato ase na se a digest bibia enti na se wa twen e mo de eye de mayu kakra guso na wakafra ene sadi ansa we di ni salad na koda enti na di nkan enti se waso de onim se na de ni coconut oil no esi intokura no de friend intokura na krokro dem no krok I say otumfo guest house intokura no enye slide ni bi krokro enu katum odinka ma no loku se no akatum kra no ara kukuro wadon kukuro ai your friend krokro enu bi na obeko light no black one bi tata ka na edum aha no inti krokro de dem inti na ko otumfo guest wa kan tokura tum ena ode krokro na tum no de krokro na to form inti aloko no eno e kire hwe inside so hu abonten obi hwe fira abonten na ohu inside inti obi o black and white TV obo hu se light so ba ohu TV no ena ye friend windows no aha ye friend intokura ena ja mi amaja tu mabodam ade no me first na me dwen se me boda ba friend me ma confirm am abodam adwen ma adwen si bia a process jomalo ma hwe ye pa wa ye betia na ma tro movie obitirimo enti restore na me de ma no ena nana Kofi de nana koye Kofi de bodyguard ohene no ai sa na friend Kofi no no se friend Kofi enti Kofi I want to go no it's say yeah nana satan wa bo nana na si form Kofi I want to go any time no the sometime or 2 for guest house room 32 the rooms in the doors room 18 room 60 and to say room 1 2 3 and answer utuisha room 1 opposite room 1 no room 18 say o 2 for guest ya to apeti say the be want to track and ya de eye Kofi edi ujaf ahwiaboto kakranka koto to mpa no so it is say what your oji salad na wa be yi coconut oil no na nka o de akotwi kopi pinis kakra. And he said, what check a crab 30 minutes? Say, what by ya? A Bamti wagoro de ho mana kan White Chapel no dampa so ene wa stretch Bamti ena eye lelele na asai so she White Chapel ono so ebiampa ne so adan ya Kofi butu omo so na otwetwe omo na obeti Kofi o intini macho nyina na otwetwe na nekufu ado iti se wa bie pono no tawa so on se watena brochi da nti ombie pono ba ha obie no ito bie na Kofi butu so ai nsam yenu oye double massage happy ending Kofi de coconut oil se wa to free Canada ma we uswa malaka tot yes what the good is ma bobo to much ta no or massage Bamti dahana eye na say that left inti e ho na obeduru na Bamti ka so sorry madam Bamti de or tam into my fire fum okọ room 33 ene ka say one nana na say e ho ne ko fa problem ni nyina baaye no because na say one say ya hwehwe wo de unwo sisi won so de a ende still na ese na machine ntumi sore odwa na gire twu minim nipa nche alaji All right, there's one story I want to show you. About 6:44. We have done 3 hours. Hey, 3.5 hours. Hey, Kevin. Akwame Pekasa. My story bu ha ma mfa binjira. Hey, Kevin, so make us. Now, story way a very, very important story. Yes, our story way. Obi ehu sibia eye ade wetie enya wo fe. Enti wankasa de John Mahama beye in 1 year. Uye koko farmer na John Mahama kasa obetua wo ka. Ade ntina na uye mhyehyɛ John Mahama uye koko farmer na John Mahama kasa obetua wo ka nyabotre. Ade na also uye mhyehyɛ. Wa ma fertilizer free, wa ma spraying free, wa ma insecticide free. We making sure say John Mahama say nyabotre. We ekwan kura de asobo fom kura wa ye na koko ska. Ekwan ye de aso excavators king ye pipe wall blast wall John Mahama de 1 year we guso na koko ska na John Mahama ntumi hwe ne fe etire bia ka chemu amunya abotre now asembia and me pesa me di hu nkomo kakra o sa story we Abrante o ye friend Kofi Tonto o ye disappointed burger sesi anere ne ma e wa America muti basement na oye juma e wa US embassy and Ekufuado na odwin so oba Ghana me minister am so kwase ato na oye jis kana we e na obeda ne communicator enti me small girl bi o Ghana last na me ne akora na o phone so abe say o se Kofi frɛ me o sreska abuofunu ne wo kyere no o stress small girl diska boga me so na me operate machine no ai evitela do pemao kama enkremonian kama wudu kama wari du abuofunu na meni akora na wofun sa de na ekoso na me akora me tutu ba he sei wo na he wona na me he also ye ko say light da also what na say si I obe yi frame and I'm saying Kofi Tonto se de e pesika we no kwa sia Kofi Tonto akasa we Jimmy for communicator or say a very, very foolish guy, aimless. Oni bibia on abra, they say oni show on accounts. Ono juma beno, mumusa say juma beno e. Onya juma is also a communicator. Into a court piece and amani 200 guy. Oni ska ankasa da ho. Sika da say obi an account sika dim double number 6 figures oni bi oni ska. Onya juma bia. Obey communicator for 40 years sometimes no enti oni na yire kra eja no oni foresight bia obibia ni ho e bleak bronika se bibia bleak e esum ketu the life is see enkwase akeka now obeka asemi o say in Sawam of Anko Road project was 70% complete. It was not abandoned. We mu no mo Jimmy o see Nana do dan kwaku for the of Anko Road na 70% done. Hey, Now boys way I know monum lagatin ne Johnson answer ma betena TV so anopa and I say e duabo bi na obi abo mo. And psychologically omanga no upside down. What is it? Yeti kroma yehu sene ofanko etie ansana John Mahama mobile power. This is ofanko before John Mahama took office. This is ofanko.
Guys, this is the Pokwase to Nsawam Road, and this video was recorded this morning between the hours of 7 and 8:30, 2nd August 2025, and I did not see any contractor on the road. Between the hours that I drove from Pokwase all the way to Nsawam, I did not see contractor on the road. I did not see any workers on the road, and I am stating the time and date because, well, I could be wrong. It is Saturday. Maybe there could be contractors working, but because today is Saturday, they've gone to their families, they've gone to funerals or weddings. But I want to state and put it on record that from when I started to when I exited this stretch, I did not see any contractor on the road. And let's be honest, this whole project is beginning to feel like work is not going on this stretch. And I want to call on, Ghana Highways Authority, Ministry of Roads and Transport, Department of Urban Roads. I know this falls under Ghana Highways Authority. This road is beginning to feel like there is nothing happening. We want to understand, we want to agree with government that yes, these things take time, we need to exercise patience, but it's beginning to feel our patience is being taken for granted. Nothing seems to be happening. You don't see progress. If you drive, you went there this week, the following 2-3 weeks, you drive on it and you see some massive progress, you begin to feel, even though it is delaying, work is being done. But when it comes to the Pokwase to Nsawam Road, correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like there's nothing really happening. The way you saw it last week is going to be the way you see it this week and the way you see it next week. And we keep talking and talking and talking, and it's like, but honestly speaking, progress has stalled. It has delayed. I don't know if it's coming from government. I don't know if it's the contractors who are not doing the work. I don't know what the problem is, but whatever it is not looking good. It is not looking good. The people who live on the stretch from Pokwase all the way to Nsawam have had enough of the mayhem this road is causing them. They've had enough of it. People want to talk. They just don't know who to talk to or who to express their grievances to. But from all indications, it's like, nothing really is happening. What is the problem? Why is this project taking so long a time? What really is the problem? And from what is left, if I'm not mistaken, it could take a year or 2 or even 3 before finality is brought to this project, which is too much for the people to bear. In fact, it is too much for me. It is too much for whoever uses this road. The truck drivers have devised a way to keep their cars balanced. And I saw it this morning and I was amazed. They have an advanced team of 2 or 3 people who will get down from the car and walk barefooted in the, I'll call it fish pond, advisedly, and walk in the pond to know where the potholes are deeper so that they will direct the car on where to use and where not to use. And this is 2 guys. You see it this week and the way you see it next week, and we keep talking and talking and talking, and it's like, but honestly speaking, progress has stalled. It has delayed. I don't know if it's coming from government. I don't know if it's the contractors who are not doing the work. I don't know what the problem is, but whatever it is not looking good. It is not looking good. The people who live on the stretch from Pokwase all the way to Nsawam have had enough of the mayhem this road is causing them. They've had enough of it. People want to talk. They just don't know who to talk to or who to express their grievances to. But from all indications, it's like, nothing really is happening. What is the problem? Why is this project taking so long a time? What really is the problem? And from what is left, if I'm not mistaken, it could take a year or 2 or even 3 before finality is brought to this project, which is too much for the people to bear. In fact, it is too much for me. It is too much for whoever uses this road. You know, the truck drivers have devised a way to keep their cars balanced. And I saw it this morning. I was amazed. They have an advanced team of 2 or 3 people who will get down from the car and walk barefooted in the, I'll call it fish pond, you know, advisedly, and walk in the pond to know where the potholes are deeper, so that they will direct the car on where to use and where not to use. And this is too, guys, this is the Pokwase to Nsawam Road, and this video was recorded this morning between the hours of 7 and 8:30, 2nd August 2025, and I did not see any contractor on the road. Between the hours that I drove from Pokwase all the way to Nsawam, I did not see contractor on the road. I did not see any workers on the road. And
so you see, let me show you one thing. Look at this.
Ebusia yenka Pokwase amasamai to Median Nsawam Road. Abain Pebian from. This is very disgusting. I spent almost 4 hours on my way coming to Medina, all because of this bad road. Ebusia, one share video, na be a video be kobia. O man penyin fa na nsi fa mon hwe my kwan ye mai. Na ye bre kase say kase nko kasa kese nko ana jikwan ya boso. Enye ye bre pa me pamacho. And almost 4 hours near the suti kemu na kantimi nkomba. Mesiro abahe bibi fa wadaroma. Pacho pa Ebusia yenka Pokwase amasamai to Median Nsawam Road. Abain Pebian from. This is very disgusting. I spent almost 4 hours on my way coming to Medina, all because of this bad road. Ebusia, one share video, na be a video be kobia. O man penyin fa na nsi fa mon hwe my kwan ye mai. Na ye bre kase say kase nko kasa kese nko ana jikwan ya boso. Enye ye bre pa me pamacho. And almost 4 hours near the suti kemu na kantimi nkomba. Mesiro abahe bibi fa wada.
Ometina TV so a kekan kwasi asem. These are the things they do. Onwe kwan muja o. Because he has to come and speak before he can eat. Wa me twatra ondidi ejuma be na oye. A disgusting human being. You dream for monchichire man. Oma isa aboso ahwe nim. Omon kan okre. The facts are there, the evidence clear. How can you sit on TV and say, oh, by na ekwan 70% done? Ekwan na nkofo na wo eye videos no, na 70% done. And these people, when you insult them, yes, we didn't part them. Now we are the substitute a kokua. Only kokonya substitution na kokuo ni mumba no ye yi onu free ma e de bone na yaye. There should be some sabi on na nka ono kokuo abem na nka onu afrim. Na nkofo egugum. Then these people are just wasting time lying to Ghanaians. The same thing na Miracle Abuaje disappointed DCE. MCA ya pam no kromfo akodi DCE kufu so oye winti eyi na di. Sa kromfo ya kogina kokoo fuom se Jimmy D. Miracle Abuaje. Okoye DCE ni okowie sika de kufu ado pam no. Na kromfo akogina kokoo ase se Jimmy D. Se kotre na ane egu ne ni ase o se die yo kwasiafo wonyina nam Ghana e disturb nipa. Enti muye sa Jimmy sem we ani akoto amaba omia. Mo ka sa nkwase sem we ya. Mudi sa nkwase sem we na ye Jimmy nti yeso na akoto nti we nti akoto amaba omia no. Enti yeso na no pa na we nti yakoto amaba omia. We nti de mo kari nyina ye njan na akoto amaba omia. Hwe ekwan na John Mahama na me bo hu video. This is ekwan na John Mahama enie. This is the road now. Look at it. Na minjai we na me kofa kaya motium. Shede John Mahama ye in 1 year. In 1 year. In 1 year. Shede John Mahama ye. Nanka John Mahama di Ghana also 30 years, 40 years. Nanka no bebi anke wo. Now Kofi Tonto odwan. Anopotututu wonum kan. When you Pepsodent to be I say last year na. Over tentative to kan kwase 70% done. Nanam you see a Jimmy ana. Your technology system move. Assembly mo be can be a bema mo answer. And yene metena keke embo esrem ke kanse mo. Sa kind of journalism de twam. Sa journalism na uni ngina so Now, we need the facts. Produce the facts. Bring your evidence. Show it to the people. Let the people go and read it and make their own assessment. That is journalism. Now, 1992, Nyomana in some kikan, that doesn't work again. Ghana for your queen too much. Ghana for your macho too much. Sa 1992, Yakasama to Obiso and Yejuma. Right now, it's about showing the evidence, the facts, explaining it, and being bold to defend it. That is called journalism. You are supposed to be confident in providing your facts, backing your facts. But if you cannot do that, then we cannot help you. And we are not going to help anybody because Ghana for here say that is the job we are here to do. We are not going to waste our time on unnecessary things. Our job here is to educate and to make sure Ghana for no at no. That is my basic job. That is why I am here. Intimisramo, so person ye juma we bi na say we are Ghana na so person ye ya. Let's use the facts to work. But semika enko baby a ejijim e baby ugina na, you need evidence. You need the facts. 1992 na sa ade adwuma enye adwuma biem. So let's change our style. We are journalists, we are communicator, we are one. Make sure say nipa na omokasa omnim nyansa omnyanwan. Respect their intelligence. Asma make a chere nkofoi, manfa ngina so ama, ebede na omo se mebuo mo. First ask yourself those questions before you come on TV as a communicator, as a journalist, as a panel, whatever. Ask yourself those basic questions before you speak on issues. You should know the kind of people listening to you. Respect your viewer, respect your listener. That is the only way you can get things right. The moment you disrespect their intelligence, you become a liar. They see you as just a joke. Convey the message in the right way. Speak the truth. Use the facts. Just do that, Neko heaven. Oh, ready. Hey, Yapon. Just do that. Just use the fact, the truth. Neko heaven, keke. Still, more forces some ko bunsam jim. Can no krane keke, Kevin. Enye, Kwame, enye, no krane nye, jipipa we, mon kain, mon follow, no. Me betana na me kana me se, mon jipipa we, sa ne tie, na me ko heaven. Na mo force mo ko bunsam jim, mon kame ho. Ne ye nyina yan ko heaven. Eno so amonye. Eyade kitikiti bi for paper, for krata, for no kre, catch the Ghana for neko heaven. It is simple. San yedi nyade ko heaven. Modi eke bibia monte. Ya bese ko bunsam jem. Chinchine ya be ko bunsam jem. Ya be twatro. Monka no kre keke. Etu ansi wuso. Ya ma we duro se numuwu. Kan no kre no keke. For krata fa ngina so bra. Neko heaven keke. Nyankopon ma wo any difficult task bia wo. Anamon pe heaven. Heaven is a nice place. Tetina no mo say Deuteronomy, Leviticus, and Nyankopon be charge Nyankopon so we jai. O se kan no kre keke. Neko heaven. Emu ebie. Embo mo fo wiase nyina wo ho. O se sa 10 commandments nya wo twam. O se we kan no kre keke. Oba Facebook kan no kre, oko YouTube kan no kre, oba TV so. Eno ane nyangina so. Itina branch kan o se ye nyina ye ko heaven. Aye mo ma yenko. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers. Be good. We'll meet tomorrow. Good night. Abuache. Gi moment ko heaven.
Take glory, Father. Take glory, Son. Take glory, Holy Ghost. Now and evermore. Take glory, Father. Take glory, Son. Hey, take glory, Holy Ghost. Now and evermore. Take glory, Father. Take glory, Son. Take glory, Holy Ghost. Now and evermore. In the morning, early in the morning, I will rise and praise the Lord. In the morning, early in the morning, I will rise and praise the Lord. In the morning, early in the morning, I will rise and praise the Lord. In the morning, Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. I know you come from heaven above. The Holy Spirit sit on the throne. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. I know you come from heaven above. Holy Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. I know you come from heaven above. Hey, Ama. So, Piakanama. In our dear Lord's garden, planted near below, many tiny flowers in sweet beauty grow. In our dear Lord's garden, planted near below, many tiny flowers in sweet beauty grow. Many tiny flowers in sweet. Hana yamidano. Many tiny flowers in sweet beauty grow. Many tiny flowers in sweet beauty grow. Many tiny flowers in sweet beauty grow. In our dear Lord's garden, planted near below, many tiny flowers. Hey, apaya kazaya kadabatara. Many tiny balua kadabara. Many tiny flowers. Ashaina yama, and I'm not abuso. Ashaina yama, and I'm not abuso. Biday, our biday, wampia, biday, our biday, wampia, 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 wampia. Ashaina yama, and I'm not abuso. Ashaina yama, and I'm not abuso. Biday, our biday, wampia, biday, oh biday, wampia, wampia, wampia. Apaguaza, agu ua 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 ai au ai au. Biday, our biday, wampia, biday, our biday, wampia, wampia, wampia. Biday, our biday, wampia, biday, our biday, wampia, 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 wampia. We are traveling from this land. We are on our way to heaven. Only Christians can go there. So let us praise the Lord. Left foot, right hand, shoulder up, shoulder in, chest up, right hand, left foot. We are traveling from this land. We are on our way to heaven. Only Christians can go there. Matalia kalapala gala, ayato maluko, mata siba aluka. We are traveling from this land. We are on our way to heaven. Only Christians can go there. So let us praise the Lord. Left foot, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. Oh, how do I scoopy and a catiki baka black a piakata black.